There you go. Ball under the leg. How's it going, guys? My name is Andrew. This is Professor Meatball. He's back. He's back from the vet. We had an important announcement yesterday is that Professor Meatball was at the vet yesterday. It was for a regular checkup, and we did a quick test. Turns out that he does need some surgery, which is going to be an announcement I'm going to make right now. I'll make it later as well. We're going to have him go to surgery on Thursday. We're going to have a bunch of important events happen, especially the congressional hearing tomorrow, as well as Quadruple Witching Day on Friday. I did announce yesterday that I'm planning a charity live stream, and that is going to be on Friday, actually. Friday instead. All day live stream. I'm going to start bright and early at 5 a.m. PST. You guys heard it here. I'm going to wake up super early, and we're going to be charity live streaming all day for different pet organizations. I'm already working with vets that are from the Mo Monkey Moon Platoon gang themselves, giving me fantastic ideas about exactly how to support the people and the pets that sometimes cannot afford medical treatments. I know where that is coming from. Sometimes cannot afford other types of pet expenses, and I know where that's coming from too. So I wanted to be able to first shout out these amazing people: Moon Platoon, Space Legend tier. If you guys don't see your name yet, it's because I'm working on updating them every single day, and I want to appreciate those of you that have supported the show thus far. And now, without further ado, let's get going. Let's get going straight into the news. So what we got here today is synopsis for what you need to know before the markets open, as always. Let me see if I can open this up. Boom, boom. This is Rensel's synopsis as always. He's also sent me a couple of direct messages in my personal Discord. If you guys wanted to check it out, it's right in the description below, and I am going to also read those messages out loud because he must be sending me personally for a reason. If you guys aren't aware, Rensel's been on the show before. He's a friend of the show. He's also shown up to he's also shown up to not only this interview but also with Pixel. Hey, it's Pixel who has done the Endgame DD, and this week it's time to see if that DD will shine. Ken Fabio, how's it going? Joshua Hess, Rob Tong, Douglas Page, Alex Hot Talking, Stockman Dan, Il Gil Gates. We got Alex Clubataru. We got This Is My Doge Account. We got Jay's Rizzo 240. Now that's a unique number, 240. I got my water, I got my bell. 10 minutes before market opens, and we are going to notice some important dips, dips before the rips perhaps, but dips nonetheless. Let's turn this into GME real quick. GME is currently down 12% on top of the 17% it was down yesterday. Cumulatively, this means that we're looking at 30% down on the day. Real Mr. Miggs, is Meatball getting surgery for his space lungs? Meatball is ready to breathe outer space. We are getting ready to put on our moon boots and run up all the way to the moon. Now, if you guys hear some a little bit squeaking in the back, that's my AC. I'm going to turn it off real quick. Give me 10 seconds. It's just so loud. And now we are going to get started. I rub my hands unconsciously because it's cold in California in the mornings. Good morning, San Diego. I am Rensel. What do you see, Bubbles? Flashy show tune intro. None of this is financial advice. Hey, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and neither is Rensel. The letter has been delivered. Those of you who have signed this letter when Rensel was on the show, I put it in the description below. I signed it myself. Stockholdersrights.com, 32,000 of you signed it, so thank you for those of you who have done your part. Failed to delivers. As you can see from the data below, it shows that GME has close to 300,000 failed to deliver stocks, but they closed their positions, right? FTDs, we've talked about that a lot on this show. Trey has come onto the show and talked a bunch. We are gonna have a couple of collabs today with the Four HODLmen, and you guys should expect a little bit more fun from that side of the team. Thank you so much, Ben Wright, for the super. Love up to Meatball. Get well soon, buddy. Take care of him, Andrew. Thank you, Ben. I will. Meatball, you are gonna get a treat right now. For how many people love you? So many people love you, Meatball. Don't forget. Good boy. some treatos in the morning. How's it going, Cristiano? Sarah Kid. Wait, is it you, SSR? Hey! That might be your name, actually. Now I have to give a huge shout out to user Ninja at Night. He was awesome. He checked the FTDs of every ETF that contains GME, so check his thread out here. Hey, Ninja at Night was at my live stream yesterday, and he sent me that DD. You guys saw it here first. I even put it in the description of the video, so that's very cool. Hey, Renzel's shouting out some pretty awesome DD writers. So there's an Excel sheet right there that he put on the show. His research shows that the ETFs on their own are close to 900,000 FTD shares. That makes a total of 1.2 million FTDs. But keep in mind, shorts and FTDs are all self-reported, so it could be a lot more than this. Essentially saying, hey, how many report cards do you have? Oh, I guess it's more like how many like failed math tests do you have, right? This is likely going to be a lot more than the number they just are going to willingly report. Unfortunately, we've learned that sometimes the data can be unreliable. Hey, those of you who are just joining, we're going to talk about what you need to know this morning for the 30% drop in GME, 30% tasty discount in GME. WAZIAC, is it critical to be cash account to sell at peak? No, cash accounts only specifically help that the lenders who are trying to short your shares without your permission, that they don't get to do it without your permission. That's it. Let's see. Keep in mind that these are just the FTDs that are traded in the DTCC. This does not account for the ones traded outside the DTCC, but it's important to know the ones that are traded inside because of the new rules that are going to be in place next week. It smells like broken here. Uh-oh. The name is Bonds. Bad bonds. So what else do we have in the past few days? Right. It means the Citadel needs money. A lot of money. Let's speculate for a moment. Citadel has been paying a lot of money to be able to kick the can down the road, like a lot of money. Billions at this point. We're talking about library overdue fees. We're talking about interest from the loans, baby. That's what we are talking about. Interest from the shorts. They loaned out your shares and now they get paying millions of dollars of interest daily, on the daily. And that's the kind of news that you guys need to understand. They need money now, and probably for good reason. They need to avoid a margin call. So expect some effery, expect dips, expect bots, spreading fear, uncertainty, doubt, and other BS like that. One thing that is eye-catching, ratings BBB minus S&P. This is just above the bad, very bad tier. Coupon 3.blank%. This is a high bond yield percent. So them offering such a high percent shows how badly they need the number. Then they need the money. The higher the number, the more they're like, please give us the money right now. Notes proceeds for general corporate purposes, aka give money for bonuses. So once more, if you guys aren't aware what bonds are, it's just a way of saying, hey, give me money. It's a loan for either, a business, or probably you guys know this best as government bonds. As when the U.S. government needs money, how do they borrow trillions of dollars? Easy. They just say, here's a bond. We'll give you some interest in like 10 years, but for now, you need to give us some money because we're broke. Oh boy. Let's see. Kenny cannot afford to his luxury stay in Florida anymore. Admit defeat and take a loss, Kenny G? Nah, continue lying and risk collapse of system. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Pretty good Drake meme. Hearing. Tomorrow is another hearing. Here it is. 17th of March, 10 a.m. Eastern. You know that we're going to be here, ladies and gentlemen. You know we're going to be here. Virtual hearing. It's going to be called Gamestop again. Part 2. Electric Boogaloo. You guys know what it is. Warren Buffett. Hold on. What is this? Oh, memorandum. Warren Buffett, an idiot with a plan can beat a genius without a plan. You heard that? You heard that? Moon Platoon? Mo Monkeys? We're the ones with a plan. We're the idiots with a plan. Oh man, Dtcc rules. Okay, let's make it clear what these Dtcc rules are so that we have 3 minutes before market is open. I want to be able to speed through this, okay? So today the Dtcc filed filing which eliminated the requirement that a participant must confirm its activity statements monthly through DTC's Participant Inquiry Notification System, PINS system. In short, the hedge funds and market makers no longer have to submit data to whatever this is, monthly on shorts, longs, or any other relevant information that can be used for the monthly risk assessment. Best part is that the Deputy General Counsel of the DTC approved this change on January 14th, and the effective date is listed. The proposed rule change will be effective upon filing, which was filed today, March 15th, 2021. That is today. Well, no, that was till yesterday. Today's the 16th. The blah 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 is an advance notice that requires the SEC to approve before the NSCC do. For those who are not too smooth to remember, the 801 is to allow the NSCC to assess the risk of members daily and then demand a higher secondary liquidity deposit, SLDs, right? Daily if the member would risk defaulting. The 801 basically makes hedge funds and market makers pay more if they are playing too risky and cannot let the DTCC liquidate the members' positions if it could. It will let the DTCC liquidate the members' positions if it risks the NSCC's ability to complete that day's trades. There you go. Right there, super simple. It essentially says, hey, you are being too fast and loose with your money. It's actually my money, and now we're going to make you sell everything. So this is essentially effective. It says effective now, but I've read DD that it's actually effective next week. Let's see. The fact that we're seeing change is a good one in our book. How it will be implemented is something that we'll have to find out how it turns out. Hopefully we get some stricter regulations. Or better yet, remove the ability to short in total. Hey, we've been talking about this with Renzel. Wouldn't it be nice if the predatory act of shorting just goes away? Right now, we're looking at GameStop hovering back up, actually. It has recovered from 190. What was the low? 186. That was very scary for some of you, I'm imagining, but it went back up to 200 and just in time for market open. JM, thank you for the super. GME pre-market brutal and AMC getting hit now. CLD, this is the last gasp of Hedgie's naked shorts and options, continuous short attacks on both stocks today and tomorrow to induce panic sell-off before margin call. You are right, JM. And now, without further ado, I present to you your dinner. No, I present to you market open. Markets are open, and a GameStop comes out with a 202.85, and we are off to the races. And that said, we are already 7% down. It opened at 203.28. Over here on AMC, it opened at 13.51. These are both single-digit low. GameStop is lowered by double, about 8% to 9% down, and AMC is down 4 to 5%. Now, one of the craziest things is AMC is right out of the gate, like yesterday, with a deep, steep red candle right here. We were trading roughly around $13.80, $13 and change, and now we are immediately seeing a major sell-off. So we got to get scissor hands in the chat. Get those scissor hands in here, because Edward Scissorhands in here. We need to get scissors in the chat because paper hands have decided that they don't want to hold that AMC anymore. They don't want to learn and build with us. They don't want to grow, and that's okay, because we do not need them in Valhalla. We do not need them to mess up our perfect record, actually. Our permanent record. We are feeling good and we are feeling ready. Remember, guys, Melvin and Friends says, please don't take all our money. We just want to be friends. And Brandon has a goal, a like goal that I still don't think we've hit. 5,500 likes, guys. Smash that like button so that more apes can find out. If you guys are scared right now, let's just make sure that every ape out there, every single Moon Platoon member, every single Gorilla Gang member hears this message, that we are here and we are not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. AMC and GME. Remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This is the most tumultuous part of the journey right now, and if you cannot stand the heat, you must leave the kitchen. Unfortunately, there's just not enough room in Valhalla for all of us. GameStop is seeing a significant green candle. If you guys look at the volume down here, a big sell-off around 1.5 million right when market open. Over here on AMC, close to 10 million sell-off right when market open. Now we're seeing two small green candles. GameStop, on the other hand, is seeing one long green candle. That's the long candle that we deserve. Let's keep going and make sure that we are following the price, but also focusing up on what we need to learn. Patience, son. You don't get high AF the same day you plant the seed. Yes. So you guys know that they won't play fair, that they never will. That you see that March 19th has been marked on a calendar and also theirs. So expect the worst case scenario, okay? Expect this to go down a lot. They'll try to destroy morale in every possible way. This is a literal war of attrition, not a race, but a marathon. Okay, this is not something that will come back easy. This will separate the boys from the men, as this is a very simple thing. Relax, sit back, and learn some patience. The only things that we can do is grab the dips and hodl. That's it. They will flood the boards with FUD. They will try to make it look like this was all over. And now, well, look at this other stock. Just keep level-headed. Stay relaxed. This is nothing more than waiting for it to pop. All right, this is what Renzo's opinion is. He's not a financial advisor, neither am I. But however, we are trying right now to remember we're killing them with kindness. Try to remember to be overly nice to everyone, right? We are only spreading positivity around here. Ape friendly. Ape, do not fight ape. Once again, none of this is financial advice. I eat off-brand crayons. Oh, and once more, Renzel messaged me directly after, I think before or after God Pixel showed up. Jonathan Baldwin, thank you so much for the super. For a steak for Professor, without you and him, apes would unite to delete the elite. Apes wouldn't unite to delete the elite. Missed if you answer my question yesterday. Was working. Thoughts on the big dips being connected with Tokyo and London closing and opening. Now, that's exciting. I'm sorry I missed your message yesterday. I don't know exactly how Asian and London markets are affecting the dips, specifically in this situation. Now, that said, that's a very interesting hypothesis, and let's see if we can find some DD about that. Renzel messaged me directly yesterday about options, and he was scared. Oh, hey, look, Brandon says the author still stands, but now 5,500 likes will buy another 3,000 in GME and 100 shares in AMC. Well, you guys heard it here. He's spending another 3,000 in GME and 100 shares in AMC. Brandon, this is why you are the OG, the MVP, the guy. You are the guy. Thank you, Brandon, so much. Okay. All right, so this is from today. I have some extra Brandons over here. Cool. Thank you, Brandon, so much. So yeah, we had Mr. Renzel specifically tell us about options. He says options, calls, puts, everything like that. You need to be 100%. You need to understand 100% of what these mean and how they work. If you don't know everything about them, be careful. Options are dangerous if you don't know how they work. And that's just basically what he wanted us to be clear about. You know that Godpill came on yesterday. He made a 1.5 million off of 100,000, and then he lost it all. He lost almost all of it, fighting the good fight, of course, but he almost lost it all because of options. He had $200,000 worth of options expiring every Friday for the last 3 weeks, just for GME and AMC. It was pretty insane. Hey guys, guess what? We have, just want to show you guys real quick, 57,511 subs, and that is pretty cool. Thank you guys so much. We're 2,500 away from hitting that another $1,000 of GME, and boy howdy do we need it. So go ahead guys, make my day. Smash that subscribe button, start investing in yourself, and start learning alongside Professor Meatball and myself. Oh man, 3,000 of you in here. What's going on, guys? We are learning as much about stocks as we can, as much as they'll allow us. Let's be honest. We are here to build on the essentials, right? The fundamentals, but also to understand when an outlier has appeared, because this situation with GME and AMC is not fundamentals at all. It has a lot of high stakes, high caliber, high technical knowledge that we have been imparting with the group if they've been following each live stream, because they turned their notifications on their bell button and their subscribe button on. That is why that they have learned as much as they have. And now that you guys have learned what short sales are, what short squeezes are, what call options are, and what gamma squeezes are, if you guys haven't seen that yet, I visualized it with a whiteboard and everything. It's the most recent video that has come out. as a reminder, whiteboard, and the whiteboard even describes exactly the math behind how they would be able to use their long positions to actually get out of their short positions. FYI, mathematically doesn't seem like it's possible. So there you go. Mr. Ryder, thank you so much. He dropped 6K profit since last week. He's hodling for the moon. Mr. Ryder, that is why you're one of the good ones. So we have DD on WallStreetBets about how the dip today was due to ETF shares being lent out. Okay. SEC failed to deliver. And we have GME's trading strategy to catalyze the squeeze. All right. AMC March 15th explained and what's to come. Oh, okay, interesting. So we might do some AMC to explain. So if you guys are looking for the fast track what happened on AMC, here is exactly what you need to know. So let's look at this screen. Actually, ideally, I don't have to do this every time. There we go. So March 15th explained and what's to come. So if you guys are not quite aware exactly what happened with GameStop, holy moly, GameStop is falling down 15%. This is basically the lowest it got during pre-market. It actually is lower than it was before, dipping between these two levels of resistance here, and now dipping below this new level at 205, and now just barely above 179. This is where GameStop is currently. It was supported at 182 and change. It has a new low of 182 and 30 cents. Guys, send some scissors in the chat because we do need to support this GameStop saga as much as we can. Guys, remember, who is the one staying calm? You are. You are the one staying patient and calm. Right? You guys have absolutely no obligation to do anything. You don't have to buy, sell, or hold. Right? We are here to give you the news and show you how many calm apes are right there with you. They are busting out every single stop. However, that doesn't mean that you should not be doing your own research. Make sure that you are focusing on learning as much as you can. And personally, my opinion is GME is on a tasty sale. Tasty, tasty. Very tasty. All right, guys, focus up. We are trying to explain exactly why did AMC rip to $14 yesterday. All right, this is going to be a very, very short article, so go ahead, make my day, pay attention, and listen. Good job. $14.04 close on the day. I see a new price target of $2008 and $1. Remember we talked $2008 and 1 cent. We talked about this before. For many like-minded investors, I'll be subscribing to that school of thought myself. Before we continue, this is not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. We opened at $12, but closed at $11.14, I believe, on Friday, and then went into a monstrous day, closing at $14. Awesome. That's roughly 30% up from $11 to $14. But why? News. 3 p.m. Friday, an article circulated on a short interview with the CEO of AMC. It was a small glimmer for apes to come, but didn't come to fruition until after hours. The announcement was the hard line drawn in the sand by the CEO. At the LA market, largest market they have, would 100% open by this Friday. So once again, AMC, this is the very first bullet point right now. So AMC is still heavily changed by the news. It's about the narrative. And currently, AMC is having a lot of news about their practices, about whether or not their theaters are opening. 2, volume. 287 million in volume today, about 200 million Friday. For reference, GME was only at 24 million. Yep, people see where the short is now. Volume will always drive buying activity, even if it's just for scalping, which always leads to options, which leads to gamma, right? We've talked about this before. If the price does if the volume drives buying activity, it will lead to people buying options on either side, and then it will lead to gamma later. Guys, thank you so much for waking up early, learning about this. You know it's that 6 a.m. grind over here, and that's why when we look at this dip, we go, just a discount for the rips later. That's why we brought the chips, okay? Unusual options activity for number 3. This notice goes out when mad volume of options are going out. In this particular case, puts about 5,800 of them for a $9 price target. That's right, more money going against AMC. What did you apes do? That's right, you bought more. Not only did this not hurt us, it simply showcased how the stock is being shorted. As if we needed to more of that, but the more the merrier, right? This is basically exactly what we have been talking about, and if we wanted to dive a little bit more into the options chain, we certainly can, specifically for AMC since we've already touched it for GME. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a 4 gamma buildup, calls expiring in the money. No, we are not yet in a gamma squeeze. This has all just been organic growth, and that's kind of the headline right here. AMC organic, no pesticides, just beautiful growth, tomato, which is far better in the long term. However, 2 weeks we landed the much needed $8.01. This led to calls expiring in the money. Remember, we accelerated that day. That was pretty fun. We had like 30 minutes of celebration for that. The following week we closed at $11. Once again, more in the money options calls, which leads to today. Pre-market took us above $12, putting more calls in the money, which lead to $13, quickly doing the same. And then we found a new support base around $14. This is all chasing the $15 option mark, which we have tons of support waiting. 1, the witching hour. I don't know why we're suddenly back to 1, but 1, the witching hour. The quadruple witching on the exact same day AMC launches its biggest market, Friday. Very frightening for short positions that have been consistently losing millions. Options explain. Well, okay, what do options expiring in the money guarantee bought shares? No, not necessarily. Why? Because when your option goes in the money and you sell to close, you are selling the option contract back to the exchange, not another human being. If the exchange is buying it, don't they need to buy the shares? Kinda. If they already have the shares, which they do most of the time, then no. But they have to constantly purchase and sell shares through the exchange, so as the gamma builds and raises the prices, then the exchanges are paying more money for the shares, which nets the outcome we are all looking for, which is bought shares, right? If they already had the shares to begin with and they just buy your contract, they are not going to actually increase the price. Therefore, all of your work was for naught. Can I focus up? Thank you. Let's see, the more options expiring in the money also inspires massive buying activity, always, which results in more people buying shares, including other hedge funds and whales. Too long didn't read. Options drive buying power and help raise the stock price, even though they do not directly influence share price when bought or sold. AMC has big things coming. Buy and hold, rinse and repeat. So this is how options can help. And if you guys have seen that video on conversions, you know how options can hurt as well. Gamestop is down nearly 20% on the day. That's on top of the 17% it has fallen yesterday, and that means that it is close to a 40% drop in the last 2 days, and that is something you can essentially bite down and hold to the moon to. Right now it's being supported by that 179-ish support level. I remember that number is something that I drew a while ago. That's back when we were testing 180. Remember when GameStop was rising from 45 to 90 to 180 and then just stuck around 140 for a week and a half? Yeah, we're above that right now and we're bouncing back. So remember, keep things in perspective and then you will be patient for it. So GME, we talked about how AMC works. Why did AMC rise 27%, nearly 30% yesterday? Well, how was the dip on a GME? Well, we're going to focus on both of these in this conversation. GME, how the dip today was due to ETF shares being lent out, over 3.5 million DD. Okay, welcome back. It feels good. This is Coastal Hot Dog. He said that he was not going to be writing any more posts, and yet, just like Pixel, he is back at it. And speaking of Pixel, I kind of want to see if they have responded to me recently. What's the Reddit is so confusing, honestly. Okay, the best way to do this is I'm gonna go to Renzel, and then I'm gonna chat with him. And yep, Renzo seems to only respond to me in Discord now. So let's see, GME. I have included a too long didn't read for the crayon-eating apes with an attention span of a 2-month-old dog, but due to WallStreetBet guidelines, I'm unable to mention these ETF tickers due to their market cap. Also, please bear with me, not the Care Bear type, I guess. Not the Care Bear type. Almost 4,000 of you in here and 600 likes. There's a mathematical problem there, and I know math. Guys, go ahead and make my day. Please hit that like button so that more people find this video. It's more for the people who the YouTube algorithm have not yet reached to. So let's go to the read. Too long didn't read first because you guys are busy people. Do not worry about price decreasing. This is all synthetically created to kick down the eventual outcome down the road through lending ETF shares, and recent data proves that over 3.5 million shares were lent out through ETFs yesterday, and their failure to deliver are accumulating each and every day. Tiffany Burton, thank you so much for the super. Heard about Biden's federal tax increase plans. I heard they are planning on taxing capital gains. Market makers say that they would trigger sell-offs. Renzel, thoughts? Renzel had his thoughts. I believe that increasing that kind of tax is likely going to cause, whatever the market makers say they're going to cause, because essentially market makers are either a mob boss in this situation or the blackmailer in this situation. They have all the cards, and if they don't like a certain policy, they can say, wouldn't it be such a shame if something happened here, right? Focus up on exactly why these policies are changing and who they hurt. In the end of the day, do your own research and make sure that you follow the money. Michael Ostrowski, hey Andrew, I bought 80 at 44 and 30 at 122. Well, congrats, those are good numbers. You think it will rise? I survived drops on 300 plus, and it gets harder and harder to hold. If yes, how high? Well, right now we are focusing up on this week where the dips are likely entirely synthetic, which is why we're reading this right now. So if you can read this and tell me whether or not you still believe that the moon is out there because of the gamma squeeze and how that is a phenomenon we've seen before and how that pushed GameStop to heights in January and history repeats itself. If you can agree that that is likely going to be exactly what's going to happen after this tumultuous week, right after the GME earnings report, I don't know. Can you wait that long? Can you be patient? Let's try and focus up here. So do not worry about price decreasing. Over 3.5 million shares were lent out through ETFs yesterday, and their failure to deliver are accumulating each and every day. It's like maxing your credit card to pay off your debt on your other credit card. Does it solve the issue? No, it only delays it and makes it worse. Secondly, there is no volume to back up the current dip, and just goes on to show you how this is synthetically created. That's correct. There is just so little volume. There's just almost no volume at all, and that's very suspicious. People who cheer for GME being put on the short list need to realize that there is no significant impact, as hedge funds have other ways, and we talked about them, other ways before, other ways to artificially decrease the price. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. As always, Lambos or instant noodles, moon or bust, right? So this is the idea that you guys are focusing up on one of the hardest fights. Of course, you have every right to be skeptical, right? You have every right to be skeptical. There is a article circulating on WallStreetBets called GME is done. I'm not going to read it, but of course, guys, make sure that you focus up and do your own research. Melvin and friends said, you missed my super. Can you check it? Yes, I can, Melvin. Oh, Melvin. Melvin, no, I missed your super entirely, I think. I have only Tiffany's. I need to change my settings. Tiffany's and Michael Ostrowski. But Melvin, just let me know what you said. I'll just read it again. As a reminder, while Melvin is doing that, Meatball is here again. He's all good. He had a routine vet check yesterday, and that led to a test that turned out that there was something less than routine in his skin. He currently has a cyst with more melanin than normal in it, so the doctors have recommended that we surgically remove it. So he is going to go through surgery on Thursday. Luckily, we were able to book an appointment this week, and after that, we are going to have my very first Andrew Mo Money and Professor Meatball's very first charity live stream specifically to support pets and pet owners that are going through very similar things, medical expenses, as well as pandemic troubles. And you guys are going to be there because there's also going to be Quadruple Witching Day. So during Quadruple Witching Day, we're going to have a lot of the Four HODLmen come through and support that charity live stream. So thank you guys for putting bones in the chat, supporting Meatball, because he is going to be healthy. He's going to be healthy. It's just going to take surgery on Thursday, and that's why likely he's not going to be here at all on Thursday, but he will be here on Friday to show you guys that, you know, sometimes people can get through this hard kind of life hurdle, but other times money is a big issue for other people. I want to be able to solve that, which is why that's going to be working with a vet to find out exactly which of these foundations make the most sense, maybe a combination of these foundations at the end of the day. Chris Zadarko, thank you for explaining. This helps me feel more confident about keeping my position and increasing it in GME. It honestly should only show you that there is more research out here, should not ever sway your decision, because we are not financial advisors here. But thank you for that sentiment. We got bones in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Ryan DeFries, thank you for the super. Andrew, we need a major morale booster. This is a major battle in our war. We must hold the line. They may be winning the battle, but they will not win the war. Ryan DeFries, you are right. They are not going to win the war. Let's see. Okay, let's get this bread, guys. All right. So we are focusing up on this. We already read the too long didn't read. Let's just focus up on a couple of the reasons why GME dipped today. Let's actually focus up and do a quick video here. Guys, this is just a very, very quick video about exactly what happened with GME and what is currently happening today with GME. As we see, GME has taken a major dip. We had seen a 17% dip the day before, and we're seeing currently a 13% dip as of this morning, Tuesday, March 16th. And this is going to be a too long didn't read extremely fast overview of why the dip happened due to ETF shares being lent out, and I think you guys should watch to the end and pay attention. So exchange traded funds, right? ETFs. If you guys weren't aware that that's what ETFs stand for, there it is. Demonic Psycho, thank you so much for the super. I'll check it in a sec. An exchange traded fund is a type of security that tracks an index sector, commodity, or other asset, but can be purchased or sold on a stock exchange the same as a regular stock. An ETF can be structured to track anything from the price of an individual commodity to a large and diverse collection of securities, right? Everyone knows what an ETF is. Now they're on the same page. ETFs can even be structured to track specific investment strategies. You can consider them a hybrid of mutual funds. One of the biggest ETFs is the S&P 500, right? Tracks the 500 biggest companies, or perhaps whatever companies they deem to be relevant to being big. And that is why we are trying to spread out our risk by buying a bunch of companies at the same time rather than just one company. Short selling. Now we understand what ETFs are. Let's go to short selling. It is the process of selling shares that you don't own but have instead borrowed, likely from a brokerage. Most people short sell for two reasons. One, they expect the price to decline. Short sellers hope to sell shares at a high price today and use the proceeds to buy back the borrowed shares at a lower price sometime in the future in a bid to profit. That's a very simple one-sentence explanation, but if you haven't yet fully grasped a short yet, I focus on that in my very first video on the GME topic months ago, and you should check that out in the playlist at the end of this video. Or two, they want to hedge or offset in a position held in another security. For example, if you've sold a put option, an offsetting position would be to short sell the underlying security. Okay, so this is a way to be able to hedge your position. Hedging is the idea that you want to be able to not put all your eggs in one basket, and that's the easiest way to understand that. Authorized participants, an AP. An authorized participant is an organization that has a right to create and redeem shares of an exchange traded fund, right, an ETF. They provide a large portion of the liquidity in the ETF market by obtaining the underlying assets required to create the shares of an ETF. When there is a shortage of ETF shares in the market, authorized participants create more. Likewise, an ETF borrow costs increase. AP LPs are less likely to borrow shares to hedge their position and more likely to fail to deliver, right? We've talked about FTDs before, but it's when you have a share that you lent out, you borrowed, but you just doesn't exist yet. So you have to find someone to borrow it from after the fact that you've already sold it. That's crazy how our system works, because that is sometimes, often, very legal. In a typical transaction, the borrower of a stock posts collateral of 102 to 105% of the share's value in cash, government securities, or a bank letter of credit. If the ETF needs to sell the stock, it can recall it from the former. But if the borrower for any reason isn't able to deliver the shares, the ETF is repaid through the collateral instead, although that can have adverse tax consequences for the ETF. So, the GME relationship. Let's look at a past trend of an ETF with GME. Now, I'm not claiming today's red day was entirely due to ETFs being shorted or their shares being lent out, but there is significant evidence that leads me to believe that this is one of the key factors. Let's look at this. Rush to the exit. So this is data from Bloomberg. Total assets in XRT plummet amid GameStop drama. So this is between February, March, blah, 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 all the way to January. And in January, look at that big plummet. I'm going to slide this over a little bit more. This is US dollars in the millions. And just note how many assets in XRT plummet, just drop. So now that you've understood that, let us talk about exactly what that means. By law, a fund cannot have any more than 1/3 of its total assets in securities on loan. Few ETFs or other funds ever reach that ceiling, and ETFs are considered to be more conservative lenders than other funds. Market makers are continually creating new ETF shares and redeeming others. So the number of ETF shares outstanding fluctuates. Because the supply isn't fixed, there really is no impact on performance when an ETF is net short, industry participants say. The prices of ETF shares typically stay very close to the value of the underlying holdings. ETF shares borrowed today saw significant lending. Suspicious, isn't it? So 6.5 million available last week to 4 million today, and then 1.5 million available last week to 850,000 today. So we're noticing that a lot of these shorts that are available, these shares that are available are not available anymore because they are being lent out. Just taking these into account, 3 ETF lendings, you can see 3.5 million shares were borrowed in today's trading session. The short sellers effectively manipulate prices by borrowing shares in a company to sell them with downward pressure, coupling it with high-frequency machines being used. The price of security can significantly drop in a rapid succession, as we've witnessed for the past few trading days. He's talking about a short ladder attack, right? This is just an algorithmic way to be able to push a price down by being able to sell them with downward pressure. And that's why we often use indicators like the VWAP, right? The volume that shows us exactly where we are looking at, more so than we are actually trying to trade with these short attacks. It gives us a little bit more perspective, and that's that orange line in these graphs. The easiest way to understand this is that if the orange line is currently above your price, it's likely that the volume does not support the direction it is going, and you can see that basically all day yesterday. Not enough volume to support the amount of a price drop. Too suspicious here. The hedge funds have most likely synthetically shorted GME via ETFs to drive its price down. Since then, they have also legally disguised their short position via synthetic longs, and there's concrete evidence that they have done this on the various articles posted before. When coupled with synthetic longs via options, gives the appearance of shorts covering when they haven't, takes GME off the threshold security list when it shouldn't be, and provides the ability to naked short GME again. If you guys have not talked about yet synthetic longs or counterfeit shorts, or they're also called naked shorts, I covered those exactly piecemeal, one at a time, in previous videos. This was the missing piece of how GME could actually be shorted without appearing so. This solves the NYSE threshold securities issue and ability to drive GME down outside of buying a put. Ultimately, they have to cover these shorts sometime or another. If the ETFs recall their shares back, that would mean an absolute effery of Melvin and Citadel, given that they are still paying massive short interest without the numbers actually showing up in the threshold index. The link between FTDs and ETFs. ETFs are a growing force in the financial markets and constitute almost 25% of the US equity trading volume. Therefore, please keep in mind that not all shares shorted with a specific ETF is directly linked to GME. Right? make sure there's a little bit of nuance in your life here. And finally, just to define FTDs a little late in the game, a condition where two investors agree to the purchase sale of a security at a given price, but the seller fails to deliver the security in a timely manner. Basically, it's like Amazon failing to deliver your package in a timely manner. So, authorized participant arbitrage option. When faced with excessive buying, right here, pressure we have witnessed with GME, authorized participants and market may sell shares as naked and then locate or create the shares at a later time. It's to allow for asynchronous market activity. Essentially, I want to sell a share right now, but I just don't have anyone who's a good friend of mine to give me their share so that I can sell it and then give it back to them later. So I'll just imagine that a share exists and sell it to someone even though it doesn't yet, and I'll find that borrower later. Right, the T+6 for bona fide market making. However, delaying past T+3 results in a failure to deliver, but AP, authorized participants, and market makers are allowed to fail past T+3 because they are making markets and have an additional 3 days to settle trades for a total of T+6. This choice of shorting can also lock in a profit if options are used to hedge their exposure, but with less capital outlay, and that's really important as well. They won't go in too depth about options hedging in this post because I want to keep the topic on the point of ETFs. However, they see a lot of misconception regarding calls and delta hedging, which leads to misinformation being spread. Too long didn't read. Do not worry about the price decreasing. This is all synthetically created to kick down the eventual outcome down the road through lending ETF shares, and recent data proves that. With over 3.5 million shares were lent out through ETFs yesterday, and their failure to deliver are accumulating each and every day. It's exactly like maxing out your credit card with your other credit card, right? Does it solve the issue? No, it just makes it so that you have to pay it off later, but for the moment, it could make it so that everyone loses confidence. That's why we always get scissors in the chat for the kind of paper hands who look at these tricks and immediately balk and get afraid. People who cheer for GME being put on the short list need to also realize that there is no significant impact as hedge funds have other ways of artificially decreasing the price. This flies in the face of how important the SSR list is to Renzel and Pixel, who had part of the SSR being the very first part of his endgame DD. So I guess we need to have Coastal Hot Dog on the show. If you are Coastal Hot Dog, please, I want you to come and talk to Pixel and debate about exactly when the squeeze is actually going to happen. If you guys like this video because of its quick and snappy, exactly to the point of what you need to know, or you wanted to be able to look through more videos, I'm going to focus up and find the videos on my channel that describes each of these concepts, right? Synthetic longs, naked shorts, gamma squeeze, and everything else we mentioned in this video. If you guys wanted to support the show, you can easily do it with one of these, either the join button down below next to the subscribe button, or go on my Patreon, which is how this show is brought to you every single day, live streamed when market opens, and join the Moon Platoon over here, the Space Legend tier over here, or the coveted Gorillionaire tier would be amazingly appreciated by me. For now, but not for forever. Hope you have a awesome day. Okay, Demonic Psycho, sorry, that was a super from 10 minutes ago. How long do you think the dip will last before it goes back up? Next week is when the earnings report comes out, so likely then. Likely the earnings report is going to be able to tell us a ton of important, this is essentially the opportunity for the hedge funds to, or the good hedge funds, the whales that are trying to make it a, a narrative like, oh, we didn't manipulate the price of the stock squeezing. We just jumped on when the earnings report turned out to be really, really good. Eric Andrus, what do you think the odds of a share recount with the letter we sent? Never tell me the odds. I'm a statistician. So I would say that the odds are 50-50. And the reason why I say that is because I don't want to say any lower, because usually when you try and guess the statistics of a situation, you actually end up manipulating it. So as of right now, I'm hopeful. But at the same time, if GME wanted to hear us, they would have, cleared their voice boxes, their voicemails, when we were originally calling their investor relationships. So maybe Ryan Cohen is planning something crazy. Eyes wide shut. Thank you so much for this super. This squeeze is more elusive than Sasquatch. And yes, we are Sasquatch hunters. Stevie55, appreciate your mods, your DD consistency, and dog. These are the 4 things in life. Thank you so much, Stevie. Melvin and Friends says, oh, wrote the super chat question to you on Discord. Oh, thank you so much. In that case, we are going to check on Discord for what Melvin has to say. Do we even want to hear what Melvin has to say? Well, he did say up here, please don't take all our money, guys. We just want to be friends. Okay. Oh, is this the question here? Well, now we know Melvin's Discord. They ask, how did they reach 2 million per share? If you take current float of 21 million shares, cut off paper hands, say 2.5 million times 2 million per share, that's 5,000 billion. That's 10 times the bailout of 2008. Oh, yeah. When did we say 2 million a share? Which, do you mean Rental? Do you mean Rental, or do you mean, hold on, 2 million? Which, are you talking about AMC or GME? Because I don't think we read a DD today that talked about 2 million before. We did mention a crazy DD that talked about $2 million a share, and that one we had to take with a bucket of salt. That one was doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Outlaw stock picks. What's going on? Hey Andrew, I need a good morning. What? I can't read that sentence. Okay. So, volume is about 9 million, right? So Gamestop is still covering right at 187, just being supported a little bit higher than we originally thought. This is where it was supported earlier today, right around 190. Looks like it could be another one, 187. Honestly, GameStop is currently trading very abruptly, like not really behaving the way that we expect it. Usually it wants to bounce off of a level of support and then hug a level of resistance, exactly how, let's say, AMC is doing it here, right? It doesn't really stay in between these two prices. It is either going to trade up and hug up against $13 and change, or it's going to trade downwards and hug down at $12.60. That's exactly what AMC is doing, with 10% down, and GameStop is currently also down 16%. Why did GameStop and why did GME and AMC dip today? The GME is currently down 16%. That's on top of its 17% from yesterday. That's a total of, it's compounded, right? 17% times another 16% plus that 16%. So honestly, that's gonna be more than 30%, and that is the thing right here. It's gonna be a lot of bleeding before we see some real tendies on the way. Oh boy! So I want to be able to read this. GME trading strategy to catalyze the squeeze. So this is kind of like how to make the squeeze happen. That's actually a fun video right here. So GME's trading strategy to catalyze the squeeze. How do we make that squeeze happen? That darn squeeze. I'm watching the charts apes battle back and forth. Oh man. Let's see. Can you explain the new DTCC two-day rule, the two-day rule and its impact? You're talking about the daily DTCC rules that could have daily calls. Essentially, it's kind of like a credit card making daily calls at your house and going up to your door and saying, knock, knock, hey, do you have the shares that I thought you had when you said you had them? You'll be like, no, I don't have those. And then the credit card company says, that's fine. You have 1 hour to pay me interest right now. And that's going to essentially shift a lot of the weight onto the Melvins and the Citadels instead of on the DTCC specific shoulder. If they haven't really understood exactly where the DTCC is coming from, they are essentially the purse string for the purse string, the clearing firm for the clearing firm. So they got lots of money and lots of insurance. Okay, so once more, we looked at Brandon doubling down on his 5,500 likes just this morning, and that means that this offer is good. 5,500 likes, so he can buy another 3,000 in GME and 100 shares in AMC. And for me, I would like you guys to hit that subscribe button because we are so close. We are pretty darn close to 60,000, and then I'm going to buy another $1,000 of GME while it's on sale, baby. Big sale right there. Ooh, baby. Angel Monkey, I like that. It's funny. Okay, Scooter McDuder's in the house. What's going on? What's going on, my man? All right, let's make this video. Oh, Stephen Christopher Heinrich, thank you so much. That is a man on the God tier, the Gorillionaire tier. There he is. He's the newest one. He's right next to my eyeball. Stephen Christopher Heinrich. All right, so let's see what we're going here. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is my show. This is the Andrew Mo Money Show. That's my book. That's my dog. These are my emojis. And here is how you guys can focus up and learn the trading strategy to start the squeeze. You guys want to start the squeeze, right? Well, you guys better pay attention until the end and thank Stephen Christopher Heinrich as the person I want to shout out. That is a great supporter of the show right now. Here we go. Not a moment to waste. If you guys are worried about the squeeze, you're seeing a lot of red on GME and AMC, don't worry, there is hope. Here is how we want you to focus up and learn a trading strategy. Now that said, even when you learn this trading strategy, do not implement it as financial advice. Do not take anything I say as financial advice because I am not a financial advisor. Just a friendly neighborhood ape here to give you some smooth-brained advice. So, first comment about this, okay? I've seen a lot of bullish technical analysis on GME. Keep in mind, all TA requires volume to play out how it should. We haven't had any volume on GME in over a week, and that is true. We had roughly 20 million. That's half of what we usually get the week before, and that is the week before. We're expecting a lot more volume this week, especially as quadruple witching day comes closer and closer. Holding shares simply isn't enough. We need constant all day, every day buying of shares and in the money options. Okay, now temper this with remember, this is not financial advice. And if you are just holding tight, hey, some of you can. Those of you who have stayed diamond throughout this entire process, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And onwards we go with the not financial advice. If you buy options that are 20 to 30% in the money, they literally can't price pin because they can't get and keep the price 20 to 30% below current market. So you force immediate share buying by market makers to hedge and virtually eliminate their means of counterattack, which has the price pinning at the point of maximum pain, price at which most contracts expire worthless. Talk about contracts expiring worthless. Let's talk about the God Pill video if you guys haven't seen it yet. It's Moon Jesus helping us out with $1.5 million that he made with options and then having $200,000 worth of contracts expire worthless every week for 3 weeks, fighting the good fight. If you are intending to help push the squeeze, buy shares throughout the day, every day. If you are playing options, mostly buy calls in the money. If you're buying out of the money calls, buy as close to the current price as you can afford. The more imbalanced out of the money calls are, the more they're just going to price pin at maximum pain. They literally cannot do this if there's a ridiculous amount of new in the money call interest that they have to buy shares to hedge. And we've talked about delta hedging in the past, and you guys know that that's the idea that when you buy an out of the money call, the closer you get to in the money, the more likely that the hedge fund is going to have to buy the shares before it gets to your strike price. That's just going to cause some upwards force to drive the price up. Now, essentially, we cannot, hold on a second. Yes, we cannot rely on normal techniques to technical indicators for movement with Gamestop. There are now 2 major reasons why. 1, manipulation. We cannot do anything about this really aside from buy and hold. Technicals actually have a tendency to work in reverse when a stock is being manipulated at these levels. The shorts, while stuck in this stupid position, aren't stupid. They know that when the technical analysis is indicating a bullish setup and that this is the best time for them to attack the stock to break the setup. Okay, so this is essentially Sun Tzu Art of War, know your enemy. When they know that we are feeling bullish, they will go in and attack. So be careful with normal fundamental analysis. We've already said this is no longer a fundamentals game. All right, number 2, volume. All technical setups require volume to play out. If volume doesn't follow, the technical setup fails and the price action is unpredictable. Except in this case, it goes down because it's being shorted at every chance. So there are indicators like the moving average convergence divergence chart that we have right above my head. It's this histogram and this blue and orange line. At times, it does seem to be correct, especially with AMC yesterday, right before the breakout from $11 to $14. It saw some significant rise of the MACD line above the signal line, which meant, hey, we were bullish as heck and it worked. However, with a GME, this MACD line is crossing the signal line right here at around 9:50 a.m. EST. And if we bought here, you would be trading sideways and then downward. It just doesn't seem like the normal technical indicators are working as intended. So what do we need to do? Well, hold? Yes, but that can't be it. If we're doing nothing but holding, this will be a stalemate that they will probably win as sections of retail gets bored or impatient. They can literally hold us in a stalemate for months or years if volume never shows up to move the price. Yes, they can pay more interest the longer they have to wait. However, they'll just manipulate other sectors of the market to force gains and cover their losses unless the SEC steps in to stop market manipulation. Hint, hint, SEC watching this video right now. Volume. So without volume, there is no end game. Look at every day we've had so far. That we've had spikes. Look at the volume. Now look at the past week or two. We aren't making progress because nobody is buying shares. What's up, Michael Jones? Thanks for joining the Mo-Monkey army. Let's see. Aside from some whale algos that are simply fighting off the short attacks, believe it or not, the whales do need retail support to force the squeeze. That's hard to believe. So I will let you make your own decision about this DD. Do the whales need the retail sellers? The whales are the ones creating momentum from time to time. If it catches on, they can follow it up. But if they just go all out to create a surge and nobody follows behind them to buy, they are literally risking billions of dollars to fail. And that's all of us, guys. Retail investors are trying to slam dunk after the alley-oop. The first thing will likely happen in waves over the course of a few days. If you look at any day, there are surges in buy volume, but they're short. That's likely a whale testing the market. If they are confirmation follow-up from the market, it's less risky for them to send a second wave of buying pressure. Essentially, this is the same as Pixel Josh's DD, that essentially some friendly whale is doing a mini boss right now. They throw up the stock and they say, hey, sorry, I said throw up because I'm still doing the basketball analogy. They throw down the stock. They push it all the way down and say, hey, does this scare you? Because if it does, I'm not going to buy in. I'm just trying to see whether or not you guys have the mettle to buy the dip. Can you buy the dip, or are you too afraid? Let's see. All of those things have to happen consecutively, fluidly, and fairly quickly to beat any kind of counter attack. What's going on? Let's see. Now this is going to sound counterintuitive, but in order to catalyze the squeeze, we have to stop just buying the dip. When volume picks up and price is peaking, that's the most important time to buy. That's the point when additional buying pressure is most important, and until the retail market confirms pressure on one of those spikes, we're going to keep bouncing back and forth. And that kind of makes sense, actually. If the price gets really high and people are starting to worry that this is overpriced, if you continue buying, that confirms that it is not overpriced because someone keeps buying. It's like an expensive movie theater. They might end up changing the price of water if no one's buying at $10. But if you go in swagging on nice Versace duck shirt and you say, give me 20 waters, and you just bought $200 worth of bottled water at a movie theater, they're going to keep that price right there, if not higher. That's exactly what we are hoping for. Options. The other side of the coin is options purchases. Hold on a second. Stop devoting the majority of your capital to far out of the money lotto tickets, right? This helps the short positions because it forces market makers to help the shorts. Market makers that sell call options have to hedge their risk. When you buy an $800 call, it does two things. One, they don't have to buy very many shares up front to remain risk neutral, and two, it incentivizes the market makers to pin the price. You can do some additional reading on max pain price in options, but essentially the closing price at which the largest number of options expire worthless when you buy an out of the money call option, which just means that you buy a call option with a strike price higher than the price that currently is. You're predicting that the price is going to go higher than it actually is right now. You're increasing the maximum pain price, which makes it easier for market makers and shorts to pin the price there. If, however, you're buying a ton of in-the-money call options, you're doing two things. One, deep in-the-money calls have a delta of essentially 1. That means that in order to remain risk neutral, the market makers essentially have to buy 100 shares immediately upon selling you the contract. 2, it lowers the max pain price by creating an imbalance towards lower strikes having the most OI. This means that in order to pin the price at max pain, they would need to drop it from its current price. So not only do you force market makers to risk neutral immediately, meaning they don't care where the price goes, you also force them to immediately put buying pressure on the stock price. If you must buy out of the money calls, buy ones that are at least close to being in the money. The further out of the money you buy, the more likely the price will go sideways. You can also sell calls and roll them into higher prices to remain leveraged as the price increases. Once it achieves a runaway squeeze, which will be very easy to identify, you can start buying your lotto tickets. Too long didn't read. In my opinion, if you want to catalyze the squeeze, you will need to buy shares when the price is spiking and buy calls that are at least 10 to 20% in the money. So that is pretty darn, that's a pretty darn interesting war plan. If you guys are looking for a war plan that makes sense from a not so logical point of view, because therefore this is a game that has never been fought before and you guys are fighting it for the first time. A lot of these technical fundamentals that exist before that made sense for everybody and your forefathers and their forefathers no longer work for GME and AMC because they are now at the precipice of a game of knowledge, right? People know on both sides when the stock is going to peak and when it is going to dip. So that's why when they think it's going to peak, they decide to make it hurt. So we should make it hurt on our behalf. If this made sense to you, go ahead and comment down below which part you liked learning about most. And if you still have questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments and I will try and sift through and answer a couple of them. For now, I want you guys to see some of my coolest supporters. Over here we have the Moon Platoon right there, and over here the Space Legend, and finally the coveted Gorillionaire tier. Those, all of you who have come and supported the show, I appreciate you greatly. And if you guys want to see your names up here for each and every video, then go ahead and click either the join button down next to the subscribe button or the Patreon link in the description below. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, cool. So, Jonathan Sonnenberg, sorry for missing your super. If you were a hedge fund, wouldn't you be scared that artificially driving down the price would present opportunities for a lot of us to double down? Yes, but they are thinking that some of you are dirty paper handlers, which is why we get scissors in the chat. That's exactly what's going on, right? There are two sides. We have the normal hedge funds, the bad ones, the ones that are like, hey, if we keep driving down the price, we are going to make it hurt, and therefore we are going to make it easy for us to win this war of attrition. And we have the good whales, the ones that are let's call them they're long positions, so they're the long whales, and they go and say, hey, we might sell our positions just to see if the dip happens, and if you guys buy back in, we're back in as well. So those are the two current institutional members that one of which is fighting on the same side as us, but perhaps not for us. They're probably fighting for themselves. And then there's the hedge funds that we're fighting against tooth and nail daily. Oh, hey mama, they have nothing. Yeah, there you go. Agua. You guys, I am so excited to do this every day with you guys. Thank you so much for smashing that like button early, guys. Today, we are focusing up on Meatball. He's here with us today all day, and I really do appreciate all of your kind words and support that you've said already. I'm actually going to change the description of this video to focus up and remember that charity live stream starts at 5 a.m. PST on Friday Quadruple Witching Day, featuring the Four HODLmen of the APE-Pocalypse. There we go. That's going to happen. It's going to be fun. We're going to have Matt Kors, we're going to have Max Maher, and we're going to have Trey's Trades, and they're all going to be here, and it's going to be a good time. Alrighty, so we had read so many different explanations about exactly what is going on with both AMC and GME. And now I'm going to, we're going to read a couple of the messages directly from Renzel. So we have money, Citadel needs money, which is a cool link. And then we have Citadel Finance places 600 million notes of bonds in market, blah, blah, blah. Assets being moved. Okay, so that was the assets being moved video. So if you guys aren't aware, Renzel and I talk to each other on the prestigious Discord, which is free, Discord access is free. If you guys are a Mo Monkey that wants to check out the Discord down below. And we are looking at some of whatever he just sent me from the March 3rd HG bonds. Citadel's finance places $600 million of bonds notes in bond market. So this is his update on bonds. Citadel needs money. Check it out. Okay. And now I'm going to look at his DD and see if there's any other thonks about stonks in there. Louise says, Andrew Money is my morning news, and RGME and all WallStreetBets are my morning reads. Deeper value. Oh, deeper value. What's going on? Can you do a collab with Uncle Bro Bruce from Stock Market with Bruce? I have sent him an email so long ago. Let's see if I can find it. Uncle Bruce. Okay, so I'm going to now follow up. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since I sent this email. It's from Andrew Mo. Hey, Uncle Bruce. This is from 13 days ago. Just the audacity. No, I'm not actually salty. But like, come on. It's been 2 weeks. 13 days ago. I know you're busy. But then I sent you an update a week ago that says, hey, our mutual fan Patricia Maskne, if you are in the chat, you are awesome, mentioned that you are still interested in a collaboration. Please let me know if any time works. And now I'm going to add you, Deeper Value. Sandra P from the Netherlands says you are a true legend. Deeper Value also supports a collab. Supports a collab. Please let me know if you want to come. If you want to interview to clarify your position on AMC GME. All right. I believe yesterday his stream ended early, so as far as I'm aware. So now I have emailed him for 3 weeks in a row. Let's see if he responds. No salt at all, right? Remember, apes don't fight apes. I'm just like I know you're busy. I'm busy too, and that's why I'm only gonna email you once a week. Okay, so we have, let's see, we have that synopsis here. Discounts incoming. ETF just had 1.5 million shares borrowed to expect a Steam sale. Oh, okay, so that's exactly what he mentioned about GME. It seems like that sale is here. That GME price just seems to continue dipping. What is the next level of support here? 150. Oh no. Put my hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Oh man, just gotta stay calm. Shavasana. Oh man, stay calm, you guys. Holy moly. Oh man, fan myself. Oh no. Whew. That price needs to stay up there. Otherwise, that flash sale, you know, you guys are we're feeling pretty wiry, pretty bouncy right now. We do have the memorandum on the congressional hearing tomorrow, so I think you guys are gonna want to read it here. Let us cover it really quick. Keep it civil in the chat, guys. I can't read what you're saying right now. I can't read because my mind is full of diamonds and my hands are full of bananas. Okay, so Michael Blaugrund, we have the COO of the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, we have Vicky Bogan, associate professor from Cornell University. We have Alexis Goldstein from the Americans for Financial Reform, and we have Dennis Kelleher, the co-founder, president, and CEO of Better Markets. Okay. So it seems like we're not going to have anybody that's actually that interesting, because last time we had Keith Gill. Oof. Last time we had Keith Gill. Darn it. Fire Exhale says, Andrew, I'm honestly really nervous. You see me being nervous right now? You never take financial advice from me. Take some emotional advice from me. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay. All right. So we got in January 2021, retail investors on social media sites, blah blah blah. We last time we talked to Kenny G, CEO of Citadel. We got Steve Huffman, CEO of. Hold on, that's not right. Was it Steve Huffman last time? Okay, well, Gabe Plotkin, CEO of Melvin, and Vlad Tenev, CEO of Robinhood, as well as our man Keith Gill. That doesn't have, I guess his epithet is WallStreetBets user. You could have named him anything, but he was like, these are WallStreetBets internet man. So we have, so the topics on the chopping block is payment for order flow and best execution. We have Form 13F reporting. We have short sale disclosures, accelerated settlement. This is the big one. We are really thinking about changing the T+2 rule. And then we have market dominance by certain participants. Hint, hint. And then we have gamification and social media. Oh yeah, why do the confetti come out, Robinhood? Why do confetti come out? Okay, seems pretty normal. And then let's see if they're... Let's see if nope, their testimony is probably going to come out later today. And if they do, you betcha we're going to be reading it. So once again, just to remind you, it seems like there's more people than just the people who were mentioned on that roster. So there's actually going to be Sal Arnuk from Temis Trading LLC. We got Michael Blaugrund, which we mentioned before, is the COO of the New York Stock Exchange. We got Vicky Bogan from Cornell. We got Alexis Goldstein from Americans for Financial Reform. We got Dennis Kelleher from Better Markets. We have Alan Gruzik from All of Us Financial. And then we have Michael Buar. Sorry, Buar from the Milken Institute. So not that interesting. Not that a lot of people come in tomorrow, but it's still going to be hype. We're still going to be streaming it. You guys are going to be ready. It's going to be cool. This kitchen is getting hot. Hi, my name is Hedge Funds. I'm 7 feet tall and I eat poopies for breakfast. That is one of the best. I don't know why, Mr. Writer, you didn't approve that. Anytime you see that from now on, if it says poopies in it, you have to put it through. Unless there's something racist in it. In that case, no. But if it's poopies, Mr. Writer, you have to accept those. Have to accept those. Let's see. Okay. If you can't handle the dip, you don't get the chips. This is true Earth-centered 11. Okay, so we have GameStop rising above that level of support again. Seemed like it was just going to trade underneath 178 for a long time. Turns out it didn't have to. It is now just doing a little bit of a rise. It is actually meeting the VWAP here, which kind of makes sense from a technical point of view. However, remember this is a battle that is not so technical. It is a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of guesswork, and a little bit of holding and buying at the right time. Not that we're saying you should hold or buy, but holding and buying at the right time could really help. Michael Davis, what are you doing? Meatball looks like he needs a treat and a hug. That'll pick him up. Thank you so much, Michael. That's a good point. At this rate, I wanted to mention again, for those of you who just walked in, don't want to belabor the point, but the reason why Meatball wasn't here yesterday, actually, let me do a full video to explain everything, so I don't have to do it over and over again. So here's my face. Hey you guys, thank you so much for wondering about exactly where Meatball was yesterday. He was at the vet and he is looking a lot better now. Well, that's because he was just doing a routine checkup. It was nothing that I could see wrong with him, but I did want to make sure that we checked out a benign cyst. It was already checked out before, but the time the doctor said that when they did a poke test, that there was too much, or maybe just a suspicious amount of melanin inside the cyst, which means that it would likely be safer to get it removed. So that is what we're going to do on Thursday. So on Thursday, Meatball is not going to be here for the live show. I will be here, however, biting my fingernails, not only looking at GME and AMC, but also wondering if my dog is going to be okay. The doctors have assured me that this is just procedure, so hopefully everything is going to go smoothly, very smoothly. However, one of the most important things is that I, as a student, when I first adopted Meatball on Clear the Shelters Day, I've always been very concerned. I've always been very concerned about medical bills, about exactly how to take care of my dog, about education in general, which is why I'm going to start my very first live stream. It's going to be Meatball, Professor Meatball, and my very first live stream on Friday. That's right. Quadruple Witching Day is going to be the day where we are going to take your super chats. We're going to take the advertising budget for that video, and then we are going to put that to a good cause. We're going to give that away to the a series of foundations that I'm working with a vet, and we are going to be able to need all of the help that we can get. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for this video. I appreciate you guys wondering if Meatball is going to be okay. Everything should be fine, but I am nervous, as a proud dog father usually would be in this situation. So the markets have made you worried. Well, let us make sure that not only are we fighting the good fight for GME and AMC, but we're also trying to fight the good fight for charity. And with that, thank you guys for listening. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that get out of the way so that I can clip that later and then come back to it. So 5,000 of you, what's going on, you guys? Let us make sure that we keep our eyes on GME. We are looking at it fighting a pretty solid fight right here, 15% down on the day. We have AMC just trending around 8%, 9% down, and that is why we are focusing up on the volume. Actually, 60 million in volume for AMC, that's pretty solid, and 13 million for Gamestop. Well, it's not quite halfway in the market day yet, but it already is looking like it's going to have more volume than yesterday. And Gamestop's ended at a pitiful 20 million volume yesterday, and that's why people are right to be suspicious. Exactly why does GameStop, like, you know, bounce up and down with the lowest amount of volume, especially since, you know, something that can indicates volume and the fair price of how volume drives the price up and down. The VWAP here wasn't changing with the price itself. Flying Brian BMX. I've never donated to YouTube channel before. This is Meatball. This is for Meatball, hoping the best for him. Thank you so much, Flying Brian. I really do appreciate that. There we go. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna drink this water. Love drinking that water. And then we're going to focus up and learn a little bit more about the data that we want to focus up on. I'm gonna crawl through the RGME stonk page, because I believe that there's gonna be some DD here that we want to be able to see for sure. A lot of DD from like the past day or so. Well, apparently the consensus on the GME subreddit right now is that people don't care about the dips anymore. Bullish technical DD. Be careful shorts, blah blah. Ooh, okay. Massive short ladder attack. Common DD fact checker. Ooh, okay. We like that. We like fact checking. So here is a fact. Wow, that's some really good fact checking right here. So let's look at this. So we got the common DD fact checker here. Let's actually duplicate this real quick so that I can hold on. Put this here. Great. Fact checking. So this is gonna be, oh, okay. Okay. GME. And now we're gonna go and zoom on in. So if you guys are worried about fact checking and whether or not there are the data that is out there is actually right, let's see what this article has to say. So there's a lot of several things going on in community use for DD that is being emphasized as important, but they need to be addressed because confusion about these can lead to unrealistic expectations. Okay, that's pretty dope, pretty solid. Salador, I'm bullish for Meatball. Stay strong, you too. At adoption is the best breed. Yes. Let's see. Can we get a PO box to send a gift for Meatball? I'm going to focus up on that later today and tomorrow, focusing on you guys were pretty positive to that PO box idea, so that's why I'm going to learn how to get a PO box. Learning. I love to learn. Common DD fact checker. There are several things going around that are commonly used for DD that can be that are being emphasized as important, but I feel the need to be addressed because confusion about these can lead to unrealistic expectations. I'm in it for the long haul, and I think the majority of the DD out there is fundamentally solid. Here's the stuff I got issues with. SSR, price correlations between ETFs and GME, SEC involvement with synthetic long-short positions through ETF and AP, ETF rebalance, and the SRNSCC 2021 801. If you guys haven't looked at Rule 801 quite yet, that's what we're going to focus on right now. So let's see. A lot of hype. Finalize this. Remember, all shorts have to cover. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. It's a good video. Do I think Keith is going to start streaming again? I sure hope so. When after all this legal stuff dies down, I would love to stream with Roaring Kitty. That would be sick. He would get such a huge following from that, because you know he dropped a cold hard 2 milli on GME at $40, and now he's sitting pretty. He's feeling good. Okay, so let's look at me real quick. Boom, guys, how's it going? We are focusing up on the facts, right? We are focusing up on the facts, and there could be a lot of stuff wrong that you might not just know. So here are 5 important things to keep in mind for this week right before quadruple witching day. So we are focusing up here on our GME common DD fact checker. There are several things going on in this community that is used for DD, but we for the long haul, we want to be able to understand the majority of the DD out there is fundamentally solid. But here are some of the issues that he has, right? SSR, price correlations between ETFs and GME, SEC involvement with synthetic long and short positions, and through ETF and AP, ETF rebalancing, and finally the infamous, the coveted, the SRNSCC 2021 801. Any questions? I didn't think so. Number 1, short sale restrictions, the SSR. Well, something that we've been talking about a lot with Hey It's Pixel and Renzel and everybody that seems to care about being on the SSR. While in theory, a lot of you think that if the SSR is triggered, it will keep the price afloat due to the ability to restrict short sales on downticks, this is true. What it does not prevent is the selling of actual shares on downtick. So this once again is used to prevent a dog pile of using a tactic like shorting that hurts the stock price and essentially just predates on the stock when it is injured, like an injured buffalo. It doesn't prevent people just straight up selling the stock, right? Either whales or you, paper handlers. That's why we always get scissors in the comments and scissors in the chat to cut out those paper hands. However, that is true. If the SSR is triggered, there are many ways that a institution can still drive the price down, and this is one of them. Just straight up selling shares. There are completely legal ways to buy shares and hedge purchase share with put options to reduce exposure for loss while selling shares, right? Buying shares and puts at the same time, waiting for the price to go up. Sell all of your shares, cash your put out at the bottom, and buy more shares on the way up. So relying on the fact that SSR is in place does not prevent price action from heading down quickly and sets people up for unrealistic expectations for a magically propped up price, right? Make sure your expectations are not crazy high just because the SSR has been triggered for the day and the rest of tomorrow. Number 2, I've seen a lot of comparisons between a certain ETF and GME correlations. We even covered a very long DD about that earlier. While the price charts do look very similar, there is a reason behind this. A certain ETF is a weighted ETF, meaning that out of a pile of different underlying assets, they should all equal to 1% of total package in order to reduce wild fluctuations of price and be a more stable asset. Since GME's volatility and price has gone up, the portion of the ETF that is supposed to be in GME has become unbalanced. What's supposed to be 1% of the package is now leading to 12 to 20%. Imagine if you're like, hey, this package is supposed to be, an assortment of fruits and vegetables, but it is 12 to 20% packing peanut. So enjoy this fruit basket. It's 20% packing peanuts. This defeats the purpose of an ETF and exposes it to volatility. Anytime GME swings, the ETF swings with it. This is no coincidence, but the actual structure of the ETF itself. So fact checked. Make sure that you focus up on how an ETF actually relates to the stocks within it, and especially the ETFs right now that have a bulk ton of GME. Number 3, the SEC should do something about this, please, SEC. The SEC is more than aware of the creation of synthetic longs and shorts through ETFs. In fact, the last time I covered synthetic longs, we had an article of the SEC's from 2013. They were like, this is exactly how you do a synthetic long. Don't do it. And yet, you guys know this, right? You guys been following the show. You guys been smashing that subscribe button already so that you learn about this stuff early. We've been talking about the XRT rebalancing weeks in advance before Pixels DD. We were talking about synthetic longs weeks in advance before everyone's been blathering on about it. You guys know that we have news to share. So once more, while it sounds like something that can be used against shareholders forever, there are limitations. If a share is made for market-making purposes, it can be synthetically made for up to 6 days, T+6, before it needs to be secured in order to prevent a failure to deliver. Here's a link that provides more context than I'm willing to type out on the topic. Once more, this is just a fact check that kind of gives an idea of like, is the SEC going to step in for this particular manipulation of the market? Maybe not, because this is kind of how the share works. So they would have to basically unearth the entire process and say, you know what, the system is broken, and the fact that we thought synthetic longs and shorts were supposed to help is kind of our bad. Sorry. Thank you, Siete, for the super. Now, number 4. To help reduce the volatility in an ETF that was listed above in section 2, once a quarter, the ETF will do a rebalance. In order to do a rebalance for an asset that has risen to a large proportion of the basket, the ETF maker would have to sell a large portion of their shares used to make creation redemption baskets for the ETF in order to bring the portion back down to 1%. Essentially, this is like, look at all these packing peanuts in my fruit basket. I'm going to have to get rid of them. So now you're thinking, well, selling shares will bring down the price, right? This all depends on short interest of the certain ETF. If the ETF is heavily shorted, shorts are going to have to cover their positions in order to return shares back to the ETF maker so that he can sell them. Essentially, you look at the list of fruits in your fruit basket on a list, and you say, seems like it's 20% packing peanuts, gotta get rid of them. And then you go over to the guy who is supposed to give you the fruit basket, and they say, oh yeah, those packing peanuts don't even exist. I'm going to have to buy a bunch of packing peanuts just to get rid of them, and that is going to cause upwards price action when all of those shorts get covered. So that's why XRT rebalancing day is so important, and that's why we've been watching this particular week for a long time. If you see a volatile price movement surrounding rebalance day, it could be shorts of the ETF buying shares to return, then selling them in order to rebalance ETF. A good thing out of this massive buying and selling is that the ETF portfolio share count is reduced, and this reduces the amount of shares available to short through synthetic longs and short process, right? Therefore, it's not a surefire thing. Change your expectations. However, this is going to be monumentally in a vacuum by itself, right? And finally, the SR NSCC 2021-801. There's a lot of hype around this from, but it's potentially far from being implemented. Right now, it is an ANPRM. It's an advance notice of a proposed rule making. It's basically saying, we think we're going to do this. Hopefully it gets done very soon. Hey, we've got a problem. We need some feedback to figure out how we're going to fix this. Once they get feedback, it goes to an NPRM, which is a notice of proposed rule making. This gets logged into the Federal Register saying that it's a rule that's going to be implemented and is subject to public opinion. Depending on public opinion, there can be public hearings on matters and amendments that needs to be addressed. You know how long this stuff can take. Once amendments are addressed in a Federal Register, a decision is made if no further objections, and they post a decision of final rule in the Federal Register, and the rule can be implemented at any time. And here's a link to the Federal Register with abbreviations to help. To finalize all of this, while some of this stuff above can seem disheartening, you need to prepare yourself with information. Data is king. Additionally, the bottom line of all of this is that there is still a huge group of retail investors that just like the stock and want to see the company not shorted into the ground, right? We've had bulls, we've had bears, but Wall Street, just like Trace had his guest on the show and said, hey, it's time for the apes to diamond hand and change history. Every day you buy and hold shares becomes another Lego in the foot of short positions, and that in itself is well worth it to me. Remember, all shorts have to cover at some point. Valor Morgulis, all shorts must cover. And why make them walk on 2 feet of hot coals when you can make it walk on 50 miles? Well, we're getting a little impatient, but I think the point still lasts. If you guys like that video because that taught you a little bit something about fact checking, making sure you got your details right, making sure that you understand that even this DD could be taken with a bucket of salt, then make sure you smash that like button and have already hit that subscribe and notification bell. These people make this show possible. I really like them. They really are cool people. These are the people right here in the Moon Platoon and the Space Legends here as finally the really cool Gorillionaire Tear. I want to thank all of you that have supported, no matter how much you guys have helped, super chats, just sending us a nice letter, talking in the live chat, and those of you who have been part of the Moon Platoon for a long time, I salute you. Thank you, and I'll see you on the moon. Sweet. DFV tweeted. Okay, so let's take a look. Roaring Kitty. Thank you for the super, John Curtis. Just bought 2 more shares of GME. Only 6 shares of GME and 80 shares of AMC, but I have no doubts. That's what we like to hear. So Roaring Kitty tweeted. Focus up. Focus, focus up. If he's still in, I'm still in. So we got here screen. All right, where's Ja? Where is Ja? So I believe this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave Chappelle, and he's making a joke about Ja Rule, I think. This is a very old joke, but I like stand-up comedy, so if I remember correctly, this is Dave Chappelle being like, everybody cares about what Ja. I guess the chat is going to tell me soon whether or not I'm right or wrong, but he's essentially saying, you know, everyone cares what Ja Rule says when it comes down to like a question that does not need his expertise. So that is the point here. That's the joke. Ja explains things. And Ja Rule explains like you know, a complex concept, and the joke is like, well, is he qualified? Where is he? Where is he to explain this? Okay, glad I got one reference. I feel like Captain America right now. I understood that reference. Sweet. So what we have here is GameStop hitting up $193 right now. That's still down 12%. That feels good. That does feel good. We have C&D Heating and Cooling. Very cool username. You are now part of the Special Operations Infantry Group of the Moon Platoon. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate that greatly. Ja Rule was on the CNBC GameStopper. Let's see, news had on Ja Rule. Ja was on the GME documentary. Oh, really? Okay. Ja, where is Ja means where are you? Ja Rule is on the Hulu special. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe I have to. Anyone seen that Hulu documentary? Let's get some packages. No, packages are a good thing. Let's get some downs. If you guys didn't think that downs, if you didn't like the Hulu documentary, and scissors in the chat if you did like the Hulu documentary. If you guys have already seen it, unless I'm crazy and the documentary hasn't happened yet. Let's see. I'm just out of. I wake up, I live stream, I go to sleep. That's exactly how much of the world I have in my brain. Imagine if Eminem freestyle about GME. Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's see. GameStop here down 12%, hovering between the 180 and 200 lines of resistance and support. Right between. Weird, to say the least. It's been weird all day. MACD on both charts at 20 min, 5 min, 1 hour, all look very good. Please show these guys on our MACD status on both so we understand the trend. Excusez-moi. We see that the MACD is crossing far above that signal line right about 10:50, so that's like 5 minutes ago. About 5 minutes ago, we saw the MACD cross above the signal line. This might be a great time to buy. remember that GameStop does not really like focus up on the fundamentals. We got some downs. Illegal Monkey doesn't like it. Bruce Lee 230, 200, and 300, 2,311. Kristen likes it though. Andrew Hallowell doesn't like it. Daniel Rock MH doesn't like it. Violet Hummingbird does like it. We got Weed Feed. Listen, Trey Max Matt, we should not be setting ourselves up for failure by putting dates and amounts on things. We also we live to the world. We live to the world what we are expecting, what we are planning, showing our hand. Good point, Weed Feed. We just explained that. If you guys have 19th of March mapped out on your calendar, you know for a fact that everyone else is. Moon's out, goons out. Keep up the good work, Andrew. Been following since 3,000 subs. Aw, love day trading while hearing you talk to us. Thank you, Moon's out, goons out. Stay safe. Day trading is dangerous, so remember to make long-term investments along with your day trades. Michael Rake, welcome to the officer rank of the Moon Platoon. Fantastic to know you. I'm so glad that you are here. Soldier or officer. I don't know many army references. Oh, nice. Meatball says Bevo Daywalk. Yes, he is here. He is here. And the sun has risen. Sun has rose. It be rise. Let's see. Andrew, anyone listen to Matt and Mo at the same time? That sounds like a pretty good TV show, actually. Matt and Mo. Let's see. Eric Gomez got scissors in the chat. That's because he likes the documentary on Hulu, I suppose. Let's do a little bit of technical analysis to make sure you guys are focused up on AMC. Right now we are focusing up on let's change this. Live. Will AMC and GME dip again today? Market price analysis. Okay, so we're looking at AMC and we're focusing up on the lows. At 1234 is actually pretty close to its daily low. Its daily high was at 1361, so it is trying to hover right between those two numbers. Now the thing about AMC right now is that their volume is pretty darn high. I just pressed the EXT button, which I didn't mean to. The volume is already at 66 million, and that of course doesn't hold a candle against the volume that it saw yesterday when we were looking at the volume before. Oh man, that volume was huge. So let's just look at the minute mark. So in the beginning we came out of the gate with 10 million on the minute, but now we're barely getting like a million minutes. Mostly they're looking at sub-million minutes. So right now AMC is out of the gate pretty strong in terms of volume. However, yesterday was truly the king of volume. Right now they're looking at 260,000 minutes, and that's not that high. When it comes to GameStop though, we are looking at way less volume. Way less volume. We're looking at maybe 116. This is 35 over here. So GameStop is seeing only about 15 million in volume. That's still higher. It's significantly higher than yesterday. But GameStop is starting to recover from when that MACD line passed over that signal line. Now that said, the MACD line had passed over the signal line before earlier today and nothing much happened. So do be careful about exactly what this one indicator says. Now, something that we do care about is the relative strength index over here, this teal line. We are seeing it push against that 70, which means that it is risking itself being overbought, which nobody wants. Avival says, why do we never see Meatball running? It's because otherwise he would be off screen. And if anytime you see that he's not on screen, he is running around or he's sleeping on the ground. Imagine like when a kid has his toys, he would go off screen and play with them. That's when he's playing. Hector with the coffee in the morning. Thank you so much. We got Hector with the coffee in the morning. Oh, yes. What should Hector's symbol be? Hector's symbol should be cake. Cake. Get some cake in the chat for Hector. We got big cakes in the chat for Hector right now. Boom. There we go. Almost 5,000 of you in here. How's it going? We are smashing that like button. We are learning about stocks, and we are building on the tools of the trade. The tools of exactly where is GameStop going today, and where is AMC going, and how can the two of them start to support each other in terms of the communities, in terms of the momentum and volume, but also finally, importantly, in terms of the narrative. Exactly how is the narrative changing? That is the question that I want you guys to find out. Now, people are saying, let's give MeatBall a treat. Thank you guys for getting me up to 1,000 likes. Remember, Brandon's word is still good. He reaffirmed that he is going to buy another 3,000 in GME and 100 shares in AMC, and I reaffirmed that I'm going to buy another $1,000 of GME if we can, 1, get up to 5,500 likes for Brandon, and 2, get up to 60,000 subscribers for me. Let's see how close we are. We are at 57,615. So we had 2,500 to begin with today. We need 2,400 more. It's just a war each day. We're working, and we're building it out. Let's see. Coffee. And that first sip of coffee in the morning. So good. JL, good morning, everybody. I just jumped on. MeatBall is back. Goodest of boys. So true. Thank you, JL, for that super. Yes, he is the goodest of boys. No comparison here. So we are looking at we had looked at just a significant amount of charts. We have looked at some amount of DD. Can I drag, please? Thank you. So we are dragging between these two levels of support and resistance at $13.12 and $12.64. If you guys haven't yet looked at Bitcoin these past few days, it is still, let's just give it a quick look here. Wow, look at that. It jumped down up to 60,000 real quick, and it went right back down, just trading back and forth. I'm not sure if that's a WeBull glitch or if that's been reported, but dang, 60,393. That would have been a crazy. That's why you don't put automatic sell or buys. Like, that's just insanity. And then if you go over here, you see that Bitcoin is trading basically the lowest of the lows it's been. Let's go on the daily chart. And we notice that this is the lowest it's been for a good long time. The lower, like, we've been back all the way in the end of February, and of course right before Elon did his thing back in January. We were really looking forward to Elon actually giving us a hand here, but Elon did not. Papa Elon decided to let GME go its own way without putting all of his money in GME, and I'll never forgive him for that. Just joking, or am I? So AMC right now is trading between these two levels of resistance and support. We got $12 and change, and then $13 and change. Over here in GameStop, we have $179 to $205, and that's one of the biggest problems right now is that we are having trouble bouncing off between these 2 points here. In terms of GameStop, we do have 15 million-ish volume, and we are looking at a significant amount of AMC growth if we can start picking up the volume here for majority buys instead of sells, and that is what we're hoping to be able to pick up, because yesterday AMC stayed strong all the way through after hours and even during pre-market, and there was a couple of paper-handed port noise that jumped ship this morning, or perhaps another story will arise about exactly what happened at AMC soon. Like we do every day, there's going to be a delay with the amount of news that's out there. Thank you for the super, Jaxie Lee. Article came across Robinhood. Baron analysts still see squeeze potential. Now let me see if I can see that in WeBull. AMC pulls blah blah blah. GameStop leads something. Let's see. Dow Jones. Market Makers Tuesday. Kramer's Guide to Investing Your Stimulus in the Stock Market. That's kind of cool. Let's see. GameStop stock fell so much that it had to be halted. That didn't stop the sheriff. The sheriff? A sell-off. Oh my god, I'm just like, the sheriff? What does that mean? So I think there isn't a lot of news here. GameStop roller coaster hits bump. You see that most of the market is red. That is just across the board right now. So in a sea of red, GameStop and AMC are no exception. Oh, GameStop is pushing past $200 now. So it has gone to a low of 172 today. That was a tasty little treat there. See that the MACD line has crossed over the signal line. That would have been the time to buy, and it was true. Right here is where the lowest point was when the MACD line crossed over the signal line, and that is why it was one of the best indicators to know when there's going to be a rebound play. 200 big ones right now in terms of GME. We have made it across this significant mental barrier, but now pushing against this actual level of resistance. Let's see if we can actually make it past 205, and if we can, boy howdy, we're going to be in Tendy land. We're going to be in Tendy Town, USA, Tendy Town, Europe, wherever you are, Tendy Town for Meatball and Tendy Town for me. Oh no, there's gonna be another bot in the chat. So sometimes be careful. If I ever put a WhatsApp number in the comments, that is not me. Even if it looks like my profile picture, you'll know that it's me if I have a gray outline in my name. What's up, Brandon? Hit that like button. Yeah, I agree. Hitting that like button really helps out the show, gives other apes exactly the bullets in the chamber for what they need to get accomplished. Now I gotta get rid of all these guys' comments. Mods, please go through the comments from time to time and check if there's a person trying to fish using my profile, because this happens. It's starting to happen like 3 times a day. Very annoying. Guys, I'm never going to send you a WhatsApp number. This is just the truth. So GameStop is now pushing against that 205 level of resistance. We like to see that. Let's see if it does get rejected or if it pushes through. We note that the signal line is just struggling with that MACD line. MACD is currently over the signal line, so that is showing some bearish support for us. So some bullish support for us as we start moving across that 205 line. It seems like we have not yet been rejected. We are pushing at 207, and this is good. This is good. We are seeing some major resurgence in both AMC and GME. For AMC, we are up at just down 6.5%. For GameStop. We're essentially at the exact same place. The two stocks are moving hand in hand in tandem, and both of their MACD lines are far exceeding their signal lines right now. In terms of that, at one indicator, it looks very good. In terms of the RSI, it is now pushing over 70. Be careful as we wade into overbought territory. Volume is very good here. In the last minute, we have had several 1 million minutes here in AMC, and for GME, we have had several 170,000 minutes. That's not bad either. Jeremy Van, what's going on? Hey Andrew, I see that you Chicago mug, my man. Recent MPCS alum here with stakes in GME as well, holding to the moon, brother. Jeremy, this is a good school. This is a good school. Will I go back anytime soon because the weather is terrible? No, but because of my parents, likely yes. Likely yes. Okay, so we are going to get through oh no, someone's pretending to be Matthew Perry in my comment section now. So annoying. Oh my goodness. There's just so many spammers. Why do these bots have to do? Like, if you guys have seen that Graham Stephan video about what these bots are actually doing in the comment section, they're essentially trying to have you call a WhatsApp number, and then they're going to like say, hey, now I'm going to teach you how to invest, pretending to be me. And then they're going to say, give me some money. Oh, sorry, give me a little bit of money, and then they'll show you like a fake dashboard, and that fake dashboard is going to show that your investment in their like special management accounts have actually made some money. Then they're going to be like, give us more money now because we made you like 20% in like a week. Then you're going to give them more money, and then they're going to stop talking to you. That's how they scam you. So if I ever ask you to call a WhatsApp number in the comments, it's not me, it is a bot. Patty is back in the game. What's going on, Patty? Am I the only one who always hits that like button before anything? Love you, Meatball. What's going on, Meatball Army? Thank you, Patty, for that super. Guys, Patty is right. A lot of you hit that like button early, but not all of you. So let's get going. Steven Christopher Heinrich back again with that support. I really appreciate it. So GameStop has now hit a new daily high of $2.12. Sorry, $212.60. We are above that new level of support. And now let's see if it actually is going to support GameStop, and it seems like it just may. However, with AMC, it did also arrive above its resistance line, but it then fell below it. Now it might still act as a level of resistance and prevent it from rising higher. Rough. Rough, rough, rough. Oh. I do need better breath control. I'm gonna try to talk with a little bit more certainty nowadays. We are working with AMC right now, 73 million volume. That is pretty darn good. We're seeing this last minute be almost a million minute. That's hard to say, but that's gonna be the brand new slogan of this channel. We want to see more million minutes here. We have our RSI dipping below 70, which means that now in terms of technical, it is now out of the range of being overbought, which is why we're seeing a new resurgence. That MACD line is still over the signal line, which means it is still bullish overall. Now we're looking at GME instead. That MACD line is basically match for match. The RSI line is also very similar. It was dipping above 70 for a long time. Now it has dipped below that 205 level of resistance. Let's see if it is now going to resist or be supported by 205. Fingers crossed it is the latter. Gildness, do I look worried about GME? Is this the face of a man who is can't even finish that sentence? No, I'm not worried at all. Come on. Caution to the wind. Send a Barron's article if I want to read it. I don't have a Barron's subscription, so I don't think I can. Parade. Yes, I already saw that article, but I don't have a subscription, so I cannot read it. But however, we can read this article here. Whoops. About HG Bond. Citadel Finance places 600 million of notes in bond market debut terms. Citadel Finance LLC completed a 600 million offering of 3.5% 5-year senior notes. Now, if you guys covered this earlier during Rensel's DD, you'll know that this is a high number. This means that they want money right now. They want money right now. 5-year senior notes means that they'll pay you back pretty darn quickly, right? Usually, they are bonds are longer-term investments because the best well-known bond is the government bond, right? The government gives you a piece of paper and say, give us money, and then we'll give you a little bit more money in the future. And since you expect that the U.S. government is not going to default, they are always pay their debts. Kind of like the Lannisters. The U.S. government is the Lannisters confirmed Andrew Mo Money 2021. The issuer, a newly created financing vehicle incorporated in 2020, netted a first-time rating assignment of BBB- at S&P Global Ratings on March 1st. The outlook is stable. The BBB- rating and stable outlook extend across affiliated open-ended funds, Citadel, Kensington, blah, blah, blah. Just so you know, BBB- is not good. It might be, I don't know. I suppose they've rated it as stable, but that's not a passing grade. And I grew up in a household where that would be, those would be fighting words right now. You got a BBB-? Jay Evola, what's going on? It's not about the money. It was never about the money. It's about sending a message. Thank you, Jay Evola. I do appreciate that reference. GameStop, right now we are focusing on $203. It's down single digits now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Bitcoin is still hovering below 56,000 as this market slump continues through the day. It may still be a great time to get your $250 of free Bitcoin using the BlockFi link right pinned in the live chat. That's the blue link right there pinned in the live chat, or you can use the one in the description. Now I'm going to change up the link. I'm changing up the positions here. I'm going to now change the link to WeBull. You guys know what WeBull is. It is the cool Robinhood killer that I am using currently, and you guys are gonna get two stocks up to $1,600 each. That's with an E. Each of these stocks could be worth $1,600, and you can grab it now. We are also doing other promotions such as 25 free stocks depending on when you transfer your accounts over. So go check out that link. I just pinned it also in the description. Joshua Youngberg, thank you for joining as a special operations infantry member of the Mo Monkey Moon Platoon. And I think I just saw 2,000 likes. Thank you guys for getting me up there. Let's go up to 3,000 because Brandon will then have to buy some serious GME. And I am also looking for another subscriber milestone. I'm looking for, yep, you guessed it. I'm looking for 2,200 or 300 more subs in order to get up to the beautiful 60,000. There we go. Jel Van Erk, that's pretty cool. How many shares do you guys have in GME in now? I myself have 21. LOL. That's very impressive how you found all the letters there from emojis. Mr. Ryder says, at Lord Weird, great timing, grabbing a short break myself. Thank you, guys. Mods trading shifts, the old guard and the new guard. Brett Fields, can you explain all the consecutive bid orders for 62 shares? It seems very strange. Maybe someone preloading up bids and sells. Are you looking at it in the data over here? The volume analysis is something that usually you guys cannot see because my face is covering it, but WeBull allows you to be able to use it yourself. You can look at time and sales, and you can look at volume analysis as well. So that's something that can be offered to you guys as for entirely free. WeBull is free. The issuer, a newly created financing vehicle incorporated in 2020, added a first-time rating assignment of BBB-. We already rated this. The S&P Global Ratings Inc. made the ratings assignment under expectations for Citadel to raise about $500 million from today's offering. Terms, blah, 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 600 million, 3.5%. That's pretty good. As in, that's very high, right? We are looking for them to essentially be like, we need this money now, and anybody that gives us money is welcome. Anybody that has money, we would like your money. That is essentially what they are saying. Okay, so we talked about fact checking. We talked about how the dip today was the dip yesterday was due to shares being lent out. We talked about trading strategies to catalyze the squeeze. And now let's check out. We talked about Roaring Kitty's tweet. It was Dave Chappelle with the Ja Rule joke. Where is Ja? Got 32,000 playbacks. That is some pretty sweet action right here, guys. Okay, so we're looking at a little bit more. We had the GME strategy, trading strategy that catalyzed the squeeze. I think you guys liked that article. If you guys missed it, go ahead and scroll on back in the live chat, or just wait until I clip it. Oh man. Raising them right outdoors is because you're using the wrong link. One of them gives you stocks and one of them gives you Bitcoin. There's no one link that gives you both. That's because WeBull is a bad place to trade crypto. BlockFi is the crypto link, and WeBull is the stock link. And if you only care about the free stocks, clearly you don't understand the power of the technical tools, right? The reason why data scientist currently is the one using them right now with real-time price adjustments and the ability to trade after hours in pre-market is the power of WeBull. I'm not 100% sure if you were actually looking forward to 2 free stocks, of which a lot of people have been getting AMC actually. Okay, so this seems very, very bearish, but I want to see. This is a very bearish article, but I want to see if this is actually like on purpose. I'm afraid of reading this article. It's a little too bearish. NSCC rules DD. Okay, that's good. Here we go. You guys are talking about the NSCC 2021, blah, 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 801. Well, now we are going to read it here. Oh, this is wrong. This is annoying and wrong. So we're looking at Gamestop pushing past that $200, but getting rejected at 205. This is expected, right? I wrote that 205 line days ago, if not weeks ago. So you guys know that the resistance and support are great indicators of exactly what to expect and when. So here we go. NSCC rules DD, the vicious cycle of margin and SLD. Okay, we'll try this one more time to catch more AI. So we got Catalyst 1, Catalyst 2, Catalyst 3, Rule 18. Too long didn't read. The current and new NSCC rules represent a vicious cycle which would force short positions to default, which in turn allows the NSCC and Co to step in and close out their positions. Nafisa, what's going on? Hey, Andrew. Was there a bug buy order at 198? Yeah, we've been looking at a couple of these bugs here. I would recommend that, multiple different brokers would be able to confirm or deny that. As of right now, I only have WeBull, and WeBull has been shown to not be the perfect source of truth from time to time. Josh Sunderman, what makes a good bad crypto trading service? Well, for one, they should allow you to have your own wallet and earn interest on it. Right now for WeBull and Robinhood and PayPal, if you buy a crypto, they're not going to let you earn any interest on it. Whereas on BlockFi, they let you earn up to 8.6% interest, and that's exactly where all of my crypto go. Even if it's just on stablecoin USD, you can just keep your money in USD stablecoin, and then you earn 8% interest. That's huge. 8.6 is more than any bank will give you. That's why I like BlockFi. And the $250 free Bitcoin helps also. So let us give this a quick look. Violet Hummingbird, if I want to transfer from Robinhood to WeBull, do you know if I'll take a few days and I'll risk missing the squeeze? Here's what I'll say, Violet. Robinhood has not historically yet restricted your ability to sell. So what I would recommend is keep whatever you have on Robinhood. Make sure to change it to a cash account if you haven't yet. It helps the squeeze. And then open a WeBull account and then just keep like a little bit of buying power there. Fund the WeBull account with whatever other money you have, and then you have the ability to access WeBull's market if Robinhood restricts you. So if Robinhood, screws you over again, at the very least you have WeBull, and maybe you open another TD Ameritrade. Maybe you open up the other ones, Fidelity, right? Open up a couple of options so that you have the ability to access the markets when one of the network failures or clearinghouse requirements are too expensive for us happens again. Kasim, thank you so much for the super. Okay, let's do this video, guys. What's going on, you guys? Today we're using our big brains and understanding exactly what is this NSCC new rules and exactly how this can cause a vicious cycle of the shorts and their time is numbered. If you guys want to be able to follow along with me, I'm going to be reading this article. This is DD written by user Legalese. That's pretty fun. And if you guys like fun, you guys are going to love the subscribe button and the bell button, as well as hitting that like button before we even get started. All right, we do a live stream every single day, and this is why you don't want to miss out on investing in yourself. That's the first step. Now, NSCC rules, let's just jump straight into it. So they have outlined a majority of the things in their DDs, ranging from what the new rules mean, the margin and the matrix, etc. Please go back and read their previous DD if they think that you're not making any sense. In this DD, they're setting out to what they think might mean for this trading week, and as we all know, it's a biggie. Of course, it extends beyond this, but the SLD payment in accordance with the old rules is calculated this week. If you guys have not followed along with all the mumble jumble acronyms, we will follow up with them soon. A lot of people are hype about the new filing, showing that the NSCC can calculate SLD payments every day and demand it either intraday or before market open, but they're forgetting the previous rule is still in effect. So this post is a culmination of the NSCC calculating margin or clearing fund payments of members, then the previous rule showing the SLD will be calculated and must be paid by 17th of March, and further what a default may mean if the SLD or clearing fund payment can't be paid by this date. Further, if the new SLD rule comes into effect on March 19th and if a default hasn't been caused, what impact this may have as a chain of catalysts, which in their view presents a vicious cycle for short members as time progresses. They're not putting a date on these things, just speculating on what could be an interesting week with these rules in mind. As always, not financial advice, and do your own DD before making financial decisions. I cannot stress this enough. Neither this person nor I are financial advisors. Therefore, you have to make your own research before you make rules. And also, as a reminder, take a big grain of salt to all of these DDs overall. I think this is pretty funny, has 420 points, and we are going to now get started. Catalyst number 1. Hold on. Catalyst number 1. So first things first, their previous DD the previous DD regarding margin and payments into the clearing fund is dependent upon a member's risk profile. The risk grows with each dollar increase in the price of GME and with each day that short interest is paid. Remember, the matrix assigns a member with a pseudo credit rating and uses this to determine what has to be paid into the clearing fund based on 1, and the member's portfolio risk, and 2, their base fund based on 1, the member's portfolio risk, and 2, their ability to settle their positions through their financial report to the FICC. Therefore, with each day that passes with short interest payments and with each day that the price increases, so does this payment, and this therefore restricts liquidity for those shorts, which may then tip the balance of the supply and demand in demand's favor, raising the price even further. Wow, this is a hard sentence to read. Now, next one, this in turn causes their portfolio to be deemed more risky. And as their finances become more stripped, their credit rating drops, in which in turn simultaneously increases the payment required into the clearing fund. This is the start of the vicious cycle. Kind of understand this. If the smooth brain, everything kind of went over your head, just understand that this is kind of like the gasoline in the beginning of the engine, right? Ultimately, the engine runs itself. It is a perpetual motion machine, and this is just the beginning of that cycle. Catalyst number 2, the new SLD rule could indeed come into effect on the 19th of March, this Friday, making it so that ever-increasing SLD payments are demanded from members and affiliates with each day. However, what I think people are forgetting is the previous rule still applies, and it has to be paid in on 17th of March. Edit. Oh, Citadel is issuing bonds for money? Are they? I wonder why. This alone could drive a member into default, or again could severely restrict the liquid funds of that member on this date, which again could prove to tip the balance between supply and demand in demand's favor, increasing the price. I guess this person doesn't like apostrophes because there needs to be an apostrophe here. As we know from catalyst number 1, this would in turn increase the sum needed to pay into the clearing fund, and if this SLD payment pushes a member onto the NSCC watch list, guess what? They have to pay even more into the clearing fund, stripping your resources further. The cycle continues. And we have also covered exactly how much money Citadel is looking for. $600 million at 3.3%. And that is a big, big number in terms of how much they are desperately looking to get that extra cash. Catalyst 3. If the above part of this cycle does not push a member into default, well, on the quadruple witching day, the new SLD rule may come into effect. That means either before market open or even intraday, if crazy price action occurs, the NSCC can name their price for payment from a member and force them to pay it now, and then hold it and return it the next day if they survive defaulting. And this, in addition to the clearing fund payment, are you seeing a pattern here? If the majority of your liquid funds are stripped again, this could tip the supply and demand in favor of demand, and the price goes up. You literally have no ammunition to stop it, which in turn kicks back to catalyst number 1, with higher payments as your credit rating declines and your assets decrease, and both catalyst number 1 and number 3 rinse and repeat with each day until what? What breaks the vicious cycle? Rule 18. The member defaults and NSCC ceases to act. This is what could cause a price explosion. If the member defaults owing to the vicious cycle, ripping their funds increasingly every day, well, the NSCC seizes control of your portfolio and uses the SLD and the clearing fund, even those contributions from other members, to settle you out. Essentially, they said, hey, we are the purse strings of your purse strings, and we are pulling the plug on everything, making you sell all of your assets, all of your stocks, and then having you cover your shorts that you have yet to cover. All your short positions bought back, which gives the tiny volume of GME, would cause a huge increase in demand and send this thing to the moon. Sorry, not enough emojis for you, Ape, so here is a rocket for you. Therefore, keep your eyes out for the price action on the 17th, tomorrow, and the 19th of March, but don't pin your hopes on them. If the vicious cycle described above defaults a short member, we'll see some interesting price action if the NSCC steps in and settles a position, right? All of the hedge funds and institutions we like to think as one big bad. No, there's several different members with different levels of liquidity and different levels of portfolio sizes. If one of them gets margin called, if one of them gets this NSCC seizing control of your portfolio, we will start to see that as they are forced to cover their shorts. Too long, didn't read. The current and new NSCC rules represent a vicious cycle which could force short positions to default, which in turn allows NSCC and Co. to step in and close out their positions. So did that make fully enough sense? And if it didn't, well, I've had some success with this whiteboard before, so I'm thinking about doing it again. If you guys want me to visualize exactly how this vicious cycle works, I'm happy to. Just go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below and go ahead and smash that like button. As always, these people are the ones that really help out the show. Moon Platoon over there, we got the Space Legend tier, and oh man, the Gorillionaire tier over there. If you guys like the show, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and bell button. I'll see you on the moon. That was the new NSCC rules. Jay Sheely. Large amount of banks will not deposit stimmy until tomorrow, March 17th, same day as Fed meeting. So we already covered the congressional hearing and who is going to show up. This is something else. Okay, so we have the witness meeting. For virtual hearing, Gamestop, who wins and loses when short seller social media and retail investors collide, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. The witness list, we got Sal Arnuk, we got Michael Blaugrund, Dr. Vicky Bogan, Alexis Goldstein, Dennis Kelleher, Alan Krujik, and Michael Pewar. I am going to butcher everyone's name. If I can't say one person's name correctly, nobody gets their name said correctly. That is fairness. It is 2 hours after market has opened, and we are looking at GameStop down again, down double digits, 10% down right now, just below that $200 mental barrier, and AMC also is below that $13 mental barrier. Both have been rejected soundly by their 1314 resistance level and 205 resistance level respectively for AMC and GME, and unfortunately this means that right now we are just seeing a ton of volume more than yesterday. However, this is just not enough to push that price back up. However, one thing to note is that for AMC, it's pretty much on pace with yesterday. It closed out at like hundreds of millions of volume. But for GameStop, it's already reaching yesterday's volume, right? We saw a ton of price action go downward, and we didn't see any volume. And now with the same amount of volume, we see down 11%. So suspicious? That's to say the least. That's to say the least. We have 57,669, awesome, 690 subscribers. So if you guys are curious about what I'm going to do when we get to 60,000, I'm buying another $1,000 of GME. And you know what? If you guys like it, if you guys let's make a poll. I'm going to see if you guys want me to buy another $1,000 of AMC as well. If you guys like that incentive too, hit that subscribe button, because you know what you guys are watching. You guys already know what we are supporting right now. Okay. Richie Rich, did you have a super for me? Sorry. Wasn't Renzo going to join me? Yeah, I can ask. He said that he was working on some important stuff. No, Richie Rich, I've read every single super. Now, let's see. I am going to reach out to Renzel. Yeah. Some people are wondering if you want to hop on today or tomorrow. Let's see if he wants to. I'm also going to extend the same offer to Josh, also known as Hey It's Pixel. Let's see if they're free. Okay, so message sent. Almost 5,000 of you. Can you recommend the best crypto platform? Yeah, it's BlockFi. It's BlockFi all the way. It gets you 8.6% interest, and it's a young, scrappy company that's working for you. I think there is no better company that allows you to get paid just to hold crypto. It's kind of like getting paid to hodl, and that's what we like to do. Right now, we see Bitcoin is down so much, so you got to use the BlockFi link in the description. It was originally pinned in the live chat, but now it's that WeBull link in the live chat and the BlockFi link in the description. Go ahead and check it out down below. You get $250 free if you use that description, that link in the description, because it is a great deal. It is a perfecto deal. Trey mentioned that we were possibly doing collabs later today. I'm ready and raring. Okay, so how is it going, you guys? We have looked at a significant rise in AMC and GME just a couple of minutes ago. In fact, AMC still seems like it's going back up. We have pretty much a W looking up right here. We had a rise that happened in tandem for AMC and GME, both rising up to their next level of resistances, $13.15 for AMC and for GME 205 respectively. Both rose above those levels of resistance and then were rejected together at the exact same time. Now if we look at the moving average convergence divergence, the signal line seems to have just dipped below the MACD line for AMC, and now that's why we're seeing a pretty sizable growth here, maybe traversing upwards. However, the MACD line is still trending underneath the signal line here for Gamestop, so it seems like Gamestop still does not have its time in the sun quite yet. Andre B. Oh, Camilo says, what do I recommend learning? Python? Yes, 100%. Andre B says, I have a question. So say GameStop hits 100K a share. What happens if the exchanges that are saying 100K is rejected as a limit sell? Do we just wait for that to be able to catch the market sell? Limit sells are bad. I don't like limit sells. That's why if you are following this channel, if you've subscribed and you hit that bell button, you're not going to miss out on when I am going to sell, right? If we have talked about exit strategies, I know the sell button is broken. Exit strategies are boo, boo, boo. We don't like it. But once again, most of you are here to earn money. Some of you are here to send a message like me, but most of you are here to earn money. And if you need to earn the tendies, eventually you're going to have to sell because the unrealized gains don't become a thing. And we are specifically looking to sell maybe around 20% after the peak, because you never know how high the peak goes, right? That's not financial advice. That's just me talking about peaks and valleys. I like to talk about Silicon Valley and I don't know, oxygen peaks. Jerry Morris, did you see Josh's post on RGME about 8 or 9 hours ago? Uh-oh, no, I haven't. Uh-oh, but little does he know. Stockman Dan, have BlockFi and Voyager, love both, but future-wise, Voyager is looking incredible worldwide for their business plan. Stats from December to March is ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I need to learn about Voyager. I have not yet. 8 hours ago. Oh, this is some new Josh DD. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Let's see. So apparently this DD was just kind of buried. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. Oh. There we go. Okay. Clarifying the importance of this week, the endgame DD. Hold on a second. You guys are about to see this in a sec. Almost 5,000 of you hitting that like button. I appreciate that. Lord Weird, Wallace Frey. I got some Game of Thrones in my brain. Lord Weird, Wallace Frey. We are here up in this house. Let me just make sure that Renzel hasn't talked to me quite yet. Very good. Okay. Great. Clarifying the importance of this week, the end game DD, and addressing the lies about me. Okay, so this is gonna get heated. If you guys have not yet tuned into this DD by Hey It's Pixel Josh, he wants to address a couple of the important criticisms and in his allegations, lies about his whatever it is. We haven't read this yet. We're gonna read this together, guys. Let's focus. Hi everyone, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm starting to get pissed about people spreading lies about what I said. I am getting tagged in about 150 to 200 posts a day about the same amount of comments, half of which is people trying to slander my name and telling other people lies about what I said is going to happen this week and how I supposedly said this is the last chance quote by some of the people that have slandered him over the last few weeks for a gamma squeeze or a short squeeze to happen. This is very, very important to note that we have been covering his DD since the very beginning, like word for word. Not twisting a single one of them. So, friend of the show, Josh, he is getting pissed. He's getting royally pissed about this situation. Let's focus on what he has to say. I'm calling out this post specifically because it's gained the most traction and called out Renzel and me. Reminder that 19th is not the last possible date of a squeeze, and the people spamming that date like fact are doing more harm than good. The more we miss those deadlines with end of day prices calls in the money, the further the squeeze gets pushed out, and the more the even bigger bigger paper hands on those days, the even further it'll be. Buy, hold, and be patient. This is not financial advice. Edit. I'd like to add that I think Hey It's Pixel and Renzel predictions on when the gamma squeeze occurs is irresponsible, and our GME should not be an echo chamber. I am still appreciative of their efforts, and I appreciate Jimmy Struther. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining the Special Operations Infantry Group of the Meatball Army. Too long didn't read, and I want to clarify because it seems like there's a new fear, uncertainty, and doubt campaign, which isn't at this point LOL, but what they want me to do. They TM want me to do is split people as hard as they can. Nothing new, but it's just really obvious this week. Every few minutes, are the AMC and GME camps at war? No, they're not. This is just a tactic by the people who we all want to defeat, the institutions, the hedge funds. They are just playing one last trick on us. Every few minutes is a new post about the importance of this week, and then there is the same amount of people saying, oh man, this week, forget this week. My thoughts, I stand by my endgame DD, but I really don't care what happens this week. Oof, okay. He still stands by what he said should happen this week, but he doesn't care. Of course, I want my prediction to come true, but if it doesn't, I'll keep living, and HODL urge you to do the same. There are so many catalysts this week, next week, even more for next week as of now, to be honest, but they weren't there when I created the endgame DD, and the weeks after, I will just wait and see if and can only urge people to do the same. And the thing about Josh is that he's been working tirelessly to create this kind of DD for you guys. So very importantly, note that when he is starting to get pissed, to get royally pissed at the kinds of inaccurate statements about him, that is something to be very, very considerate about. Trey's about to reach out to me. Is that true? Uh-oh. Okay, in that case, I think I'm going to save this for Trey. There's so many people that, hold on. How much more is there? Why is there so much more? Hold on a second. Oh man, this is getting heated. This is getting spicy. Oh man. Let me see if I can bring Trey in here to kind of look at exactly what's going on. Spicy, spicy, not so nicey. We're going to look at my email. 57,705. Let's go. Let's get in this bread. Okay, if the Moon Platoon can't handle the article, then no one can. There you go. Kyle G says, if I were a newbie investor, I would have FOMO'd into GME, got frustrated the GME movement, and then FOMO'd into AMC. And then you would be in this crazy situation right here with AMC and GME both down 8% and 12%. If you FOMO'd into AMC yesterday, buying the top, I told you not to switch meme horses. I told you not to switch meme horses. Okay, so let us see what Mr. Pixel has to say. Actually, you know what I should do? No, I'm gonna wait until Josh sends me his restream link. Not Josh. God, I'm talking about Trey. Talking about Trey, I created my endgame DD 16 days ago. I stated that this is my predicated date for the start of a squeeze. The BS post I quoted above stated the following: the more we miss the deadlines with end of day prices calls in the money, the further the squeeze gets pushed out. And then the more the even bigger people paper hand on those dates and blah, blah, blah. We've already read this. So far, so legitimate. Of course, that can be his opinion, but who are the people behind such posts? Now it's just getting stupid and it drives me mad. Drives him pissed. LOL, your edit is pretty harsh. Renzel and Pixel are two of the most hardworking apes here who provide us with good DD. Now, I can say that with you. If you are upset we went red today, LOL, I'm not. And even if it goes down $3, I will hodl. Not even. I just think naming dates is irresponsible. Oh, Pixel responds, bruh, when did I ever say this week is the last chance for Gamma or a short squeeze to occur? Never. Some people are really interested in slandering my name recently. Pixel's angry. Pixel is angry. Persons behind posts like this, they are almost always 85 to 90% either new accounts, revived accounts, or they are just inexperienced people that have no clue what they're talking about. In this case, we're looking at point 3. Inexperienced people who have no clue what they are talking about. The guy who called me out jumped on the GME bandwagon just 3 weeks ago. Before that, he didn't have a single post about trading on his whole profile. Didn't mean anything. Could just be a closet trader, right? Well, look at his comments for the past 1 to 3 weeks. Wow, this is some investigative journalism. This is some investigative journalism. Wow, he's really just looking through this other person's comments. I'm going to spare you with more. Conclusion: someone who has no experience in trading, being a butt bummy to the community for weeks, asking for selling profits, for selling points, spreading FUD over a month, saying the squeeze is over and he is going to sell, is suddenly an expert on all of this and wants people to stop putting dates on things. It's because it's spreading FUD. Bruh, don't get me wrong, you don't have to be an expert to give your opinion on stuff, but calling me out like that without any substance and telling people lies about what I said is going to happen, that's BS. The person just posted this as a paper-handed Portnoy, dividing the community with a fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and lies and wants people to agree with him because he doesn't have the nerve to hold through the dips himself. Especially the OP of the post stated above wants to make himself look like he holds the community together now, telling people to hold, etc. He literally spent FUD for over a whole month, and now this? Give me a break, you hypocrite. Wow. This is some pretty juicy drama. Pretty juicy drama. I wish Pixel would come here and talk about what he thinks about this right now. Of course, this is from 8 hours ago, so it actually ends up being pretty darn relevant to probably how he feels right now. Clarification about my endgame DD dates this week. What the guy above stated, I apparently said. I never ever said this week is going to be the last chance for a squeeze. I said data supports that it's going to start around March 19th, maybe this week, maybe next week. Who knows? People really need to hold and stop it with the BS post trying to divide people. That's why I stepped down from posting at the moment. I don't want to add fuel to the fire by giving such people more opportunities to badmouth and lie about what I said. Ooh, they well know that I can't respond to every comment because of the amount of comments, messages, tags I receive every day. So of course it looks like I don't reply to critique. People that know me a bit better by now do. Dude, come on the show, and then you can just send this message out. I will clip the message that says, hey, stop adding me. And this is the truth, Ruth. The problem is that, you know, it's not the same on YouTube and Reddit, right? On YouTube, you can put out a video and address live chats as they go down the side. On Reddit, you have to basically respond to every single comment. It's kind of nutso. Kind of nutso. Oh man. Let's see. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Just wanted to clarify all of this. Maybe it makes up people's mind a bit that this is not a do or die moment for GME. This would be a would be nice if this happens moment. The amount of catalysts and data just supports that things could happen in the near future. But as I said 20 times, be patient and hodl. My opinion on all this, people saying that we should stop to put dates on things are just paper-handed port noise and want people to agree. Won't get disappointed and paper out when nothing happens on dates being talked about. If there are legitimate reasons to talk about dates and there are dates on which big things could happen, talk about them. I still don't know about this opinion. I still think that essentially this gives the playbook directly to the other guys. Now that said, to be fair, there's two ways to think about this situation. One, the bad guys already know about the date, and therefore we are just now teaching each other about the date. Or two, that the bad guys didn't know about the date, and that's why people are afraid. They underestimate the intelligence of the bad guys. So are you overestimating the intelligence of the bad guys or underestimating it, right? Those are the two camps of thought. So therefore, we don't know which one is which. So both of them can exist in harmonious disharmony for now. You don't have to say things will become true. You don't even have to put your own opinion out there, but no one should ban you from talking about dates just because you have nerves made out of used toilet paper. If people hate it, they downvote it. People like it, they upvote it and spread the word, because there really seems to be good reasoning and research behind such a post. Stop telling people what to do and what not to do. There are functions in Reddit for that. In short, I like the stock, and no matter what happens this week, next month, this year, I don't give a forget about it. I am going to hold and be patient. This is not a do or die moment. This is a would be nice if it happens moment. Wow. What do you guys think, guys? What do you guys think? We got some credits here to show that people support the show. We just have a brand new member, by the way. Thank you, Sean Christ, for joining the special operations. And then once more, Meatball appreciates you. I appreciate you. And we will see you in space. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? That was kind of nuts. That was kind of nuts. It seems like the message is confusing because he believes it'll still happen this week, but he doesn't care. That's confusing to say the least. Although, hold on a second. Phantom Savage says, in fairness, Pixel, as a subreddit with 9 million people who are happy to call themselves these names, you shouldn't be surprised if some of them are actually these names. Phantom Savage, whale alert. So we, Sarah Squeezy Pleasy, fantastic username, says, I think they knew the dates and underestimated the ape gain. They didn't expect us to unite. They thought we would just eat crayons. We eat diamond flakes for breakfast, and that is how my bowel stays so clean. I think I can say that without being demonetized. You guys know what it is. Pixel has been a friend of the show, working hard for us, teaching us the TD, and at the end of the day, that's one of the main points of the relationship that we have with researchers and peer reviewers and more research, right? At the end of the day, one of the most important pieces of information that you guys can take home is more. Learning a little bit more every day, and that's what the promise of the Andrew Mo Money channel is all about. So we are looking at how many subs? 57,708. Come on, guys, smash that subscribe button because we're looking for 2,300 more subs to get me up to 60,000. That way I can buy another $1,000 of GME, and that way Brandon and friends can do more stuff up there as well. Father Guido, thank you so much for joining the Special Infantry Operations of the Moon Platoon. I appreciate it. Paburo, hey Andrew, I think Pixel never expanded on the possibility that the squeeze may happen after the 19th. He said it may happen prior. And that's the main problem, is that we've already read DD about how the GME earnings report could be plausible deniability for the squeeze, right? We don't want to be in trouble. We don't want to be in trouble. How can we as retail investors be in trouble? We haven't manipulated the market. We just bought and held. But friendly whales can be in trouble. Friendly whales can end up, triggering the SSR on purpose and maybe buying the dip and buying a bunch of call options to increase the gamma squeeze. That could all be manipulation. So we're not going to get in trouble. The friendly whales might, and when it comes for them to possibly answer these kind of questions of did you manipulate the market, they might just say, hey, look at the earnings report. We didn't do it. The earnings report was the good news that got everybody excited. So there you go. David Cox says, please read this DD. More information is key. Okay. Oh no. Text.fyi. Oh no. Is this a safe link? Do you guys can you guys give me some scissors in the chat if you guys think that a text.fyi link is safe? No one is talking about this interview with a former SEC regulator. It suggests yet another date to consider. So here's that. I want to click this text.fyi link, but give me scissors in the chat if you guys think this is safe, or just tell me outright if you think this is safe or not. Stray X, people are forgetting the fundamental objective. Holding until you see a number you like. It's not hard. Stop paper handing. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so Trey's restream isn't working. Said to send him a link. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Oh my god, we have communication. Kristen Baker, you are the communication between the two of us. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send him a link. We are sending him a link, and there is the link, and we are going to send him a link. My man. Okay, sweet. So this is the original Trey. Okay, so we have a Zoom link set up now, and we're waiting for Trey. We are currently sitting at a friendly 5,300 people. What's going on, you guys? Hope you're having a great day. My name is Andrew. I'm here to give you guys some cold, hard facts. And those of you who are here, slamming that subscribe button, you know what it is. We love to see it. Those of you who are just coming from Uncle Bruce, go ahead and give me some packages in the chat. Let me hear some packages in the chat. Let's go. Let's see. We got some scissors. People say text.fyi is safe. It's safe. People are saying it's safe. Some people are saying no. Some people are saying it's safe. No, it's safe. I clicked. Okay, so Danny's clicked. It's safe. So I'm going to click it too. Text.fyi. Oh, shoot. I lost the link. Hold on. Text.fyi. I mean, nobody's going to give me $20 just to give me a virus, would they? Okay, so this is a text.fyi link. Wow. So we're looking at this. This is an interview with a former SEC regulator, Amy Lynch, on February 26th. She paints an entirely different picture for the price action in GME. Remember, more information is key. I have transcribed the most important parts. Please understand the interviewer is clearly touting the whole shorts have covered storyline, and I believe what Amy is saying is very valuable. Judge for yourself. Okay, Kristen, I think you are the go-between between me and Trey, so just tell him that the Zoom link is on. The Zoom link is on. We got packages. What's going on? Let's see. Anybody understand what Roaring Kitty mean by his last post? Where is Ja? Where is Ja? Okay. So seems like we are looking at, oh, it's a very short document. In that case, I'm just gonna try to make a video about this. So this is SEC regulator Amy Lynch on February 26th. Okay, so let's do face only. Guys, we have to get all the information that we possibly can. So today we have a interview from February 26th with an SEC regulator, Amy Lynch. And this is the text correspondence. Thank you so much. I want to shout out one of you in the chat here, Mr. David Cox, for sending out this DD for us to peruse. I really do appreciate it. Whoever is the original person that wrote up this transcript, I'll include this link in the description below if you guys want to read it as well. But we need to get all the information, and that's why we have to make sure that we understand this one. So as of this part, we have to make sure that we understand this is from February 26th. It's with an SEC regulator, Amy Lynch, and she paints an entirely different picture for the price action in GME. If you watch this video to the end, you're going to see maybe some new evidence for a brand new support date for a possible squeeze. So let's see. Please understand that the interviewer is clearly touting the shorts have covered storyline, but what Amy says is very valuable. Judge for yourself. Here's the transcription. Amy Lynch says, the key point here is the timing. If you look at what happened back in January, it was the last trading week of the month when the activity first occurred and the short squeeze was on. Now we are in February. It is again the last trading week of the month. I believe that it is no coincidence because what do institutional money managers and funds do at month end? They report performance, okay? So right now, these entities are looking to cut their performance figures for month's end. So in my opinion, there are institutional players behind this. They are the ones who are truly driving this trade in order to pump up performance at months, and so they look good. Amy Lynch is already trying to say that there is another institutional member making moves here, and it's straight off the bat, right? This is now part of the transcription, so it's not like directly in the beginning of the interview, but I digress. This is what Amy Lynch is trying to say. Leslie says, how easy is that to do, and is that legal in it itself? If you take a relatively illiquid stock with relatively high short interest, although with GameStop it has come down significantly, the lowest it's been in years, does that count as manipulation? Amy Lynch says, I think it can, and right now that is what regulators are looking at. So now we have a pattern we are seeing. We have 2 months of this. We definitely have an interesting timeline to look at. I don't think the February trade will be as successful as the January trade because there are two things working against it. Number one is that the shorts are pretty much out. So the short squeeze is not there really as part of the equation now, and February is a short month, so the last 2 trading days of the month are on the weekend, so no trading. They will have difficulty getting it to where they want this month. I think next month will be a huge month for this trade if it continues, because then we're not just dealing with the month end, but also dealing with the quarter end, so everyone reports performance to their clients at quarter end. So if this is the case and what I say is correct, we're going to see this trade really pop in March. And this is an SEC regulator saying this, and regulators are looking into this, and they're going to catch on real quick. This interview goes on from here, but this is the meat. No one is talking about this anywhere. This former SEC regulator is talking about month end. This is not March 19th. This is March 26th. Just another data point for everyone to consider. March 19th might be a bloodbath, and this is what they want, just so that they can buy it all back at a discount for end of quarter reporting. So we have major news about the kinds of members in this war. We have people like Amy Lynch, who are the regulators trying to take a look at both sides, but at the same time, Amy is giving us a brand new perspective from her point of view of what she thinks is most likely. A big fat discount is exactly what an institution like a long whale would want to see in order to be able to make major moolah if they haven't gotten in at the price they wanted to get, or maybe they just want to make some extra cash because people run scared and they don't have the information that you guys currently have. So what do you guys think? I want to thank every single one of you on this Moon Platoon, those Space Legend, and this Gorillionaire tiers about over on Patreon, and when you press that join button next to the subscribe button. This was a fast one. I know this video is not being shown to enough people, so that's why I wanted to show it to you. And now, with the amount of information that you have, go forth and understand that dates are just dates until people like Amy come out and tell us some inside information that we might not be able to have. For now, but not for forever. I'll see you on the moon. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? That's freaking nutso. Well, this is very well in line with what Renzel was saying about the fact that this is oh, Trey is trying to message me. Sorry. What is he saying? That the restream is working now? Hey man, restream isn't working right now. How about you feel me coming on later today when I wrap up? We can hop on yours or start a second stream with the Four HODLmen. Perfect. Sounds good to me. Okay, sounds good to me. So that was from 5 minutes ago. He said restream isn't working, but how do we feel like me coming on later today when I wrap up? Perfect. So Trey is currently on his own stream. That's Trey's Trades, big cool guy, and now we are going to bring over the Four HODLmen again. We're going to talk. It's gonna be fun. Simulcast. Matt Wheeler, thank you for the super. Trades wants to join your chat. He sent you a text because his restream isn't working. Yo, boy. And then Ape Strong Together, Trey trying to link up with you. Yeah, there you go. If you guys know it, we had a Zoom link here. I've been waiting on the Zoom link over there. So that's currently what's going to happen. If he doesn't want to, if you do want to stream at the same time right now, then the Zoom link I sent in email will work too. Otherwise, I'll see you after your stream ends. And let's get some ducks and maybe a dog and then a hug. There we go. Boom. Father Guido, love your channel. New at all this, going to upgrade my membership when I'm not so dumb. I know it's not financial advice, but I'm in GME for about 11K at 260 per share. Do I hang on? Getting nervous. Father Guido, you know it's not. You know it's not financial advice. You know that people are hanging on because they love the stock and they're watching the channel to just see exactly what is about to happen. We know that there are now long whales in the running that are trying to get this stock to squeeze so that they can make a bunch of money. Not you. If you paper hand, you'll never make a bunch of money, but that is entirely up to you. Never play with money. It sounds like 10K, maybe 11K is a lot of money to you. If part of that is money that you didn't want to play with, you know what to do. Never play with money that is too much. At the bottom of the transcript is a link to the interview on YouTube. Oh, yes. Oh, cool. So I will link this interview. There she is. It's on CNBC. Very cool. I think I can actually show this. Nah, I won't risk it. So I will just straight up throw this in the description of this video. And then I'm going to throw it in the description of the future clip. Amy Lynch. When she said the shorts are out, I got confused too, but I think that she means that there's no more shorts to short. There's no more available shares to short, and that is what happened back in February. They were just running out of shares to short. Oh, Lord Weird's gonna play some LOL. Lord Weird, what do you main? Peace out, man. Okay, street trout. I'm gonna have to hydro message. Oh man. Superman, what's going on? How's it going? Give Meatball a quick cuddle for Fabian. Meatball, this is from Fabian. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. We're almost at 3,000 likes. I'll pay you guys in advance. Here's a treat for Meatball for 3,000 likes. We got some people with money to spend over on the top left corner. Guys, don't forget what we are fighting for. Let's get those 3,000 likes in here, baby. I already sent Trey an invite, so those of you who are asking, I've sent Trey an invite already. It's on Zoom, and it's the easiest way. It's honestly better than Restream in terms of quality. Yum, yum. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is 2.5 hours after markets have opened. We are looking at Gamestop hovering right below $200 and AMC hovering right here. It's starting to dip down and touch that level of support here at $12.60-ish cents. That is a no-go. Stop doing that. AMC, cut it out. We are looking at AMC behaving pretty rationally. We're seeing a bit of a bearish slump here, like a ball dropping, losing momentum here, coming up a little tiny bit and finding a lower level of resistance and then finding a lower level of support as well. So this is just AMC losing traction, losing momentum. GameStop, on the other hand, however, it just seems to be bouncing up and down above the VWAP, which is a volume weighted price that a normal rational stock would ultimately adjust to. For AMC, however, it's trending above its VWAP. Sorry, it's below its VWAP, and now it is pushing below that 1266 level of support. Oh, that's good. Meatball, miss you, buddy. Meatball, Superman misses you. Ivan Leon says, GME overall looks better than I expected to be considering the early morning fire sales. Yeah, that was a big old sale. Let's see. Total for Meatball, yes. DTCC updated their approval notice regulation rule filings page for the new rule 45 to 90 days for approval or disapproval. Okay, so first, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to take 45 days? Because we don't like to hear that. I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm gonna check if we have gone over 3,000 followers. We did it, Reddit. We have 3,000 followers. Woo! If you guys have not yet followed me on Instagram, it's a great place. We had a cute little video of Meatball yesterday. He's coming home from the vet. It's a great way to talk and send me your doggy posts. And now I'm going to look at a dog. Let's see. I need to be able to accept this. There we go. Thank you. So this is burn the ships. Showing your dog now. I'm gonna start adding like timestamps to like 254 basically. So 254. Okay, so that's Burn the Ship's dog. Very cute. There's a little hodl in his tongue. Hold on. There we go. So right now what we're noticing is that AMC is seeming like it is stopped right below its level of resistance. It is pushed through, and now it's likely going to be a new level of resistance because it hasn't been supported by that level, $12.66. And now Gamestop is making this fun little oscillation back and forth, touching its VWAP and slowly moving back upward. We are noticing that the RSI is staying low, relatively low from the high 30s to the low 40s, and then we're looking at the convergence. We're looking at the moving average convergence divergence line. It is just anyone's guess as to how it is going to keep passing between the signal line. It actually seems like it is mapped to the signal line right now, which is anyone's guess onto how it's going to be in terms of momentum. For AMC, however, the signal line is firmly above the MACD line, which means that we are now currently in a bearish pull. Oh boy. Henry Generic says BitConnect. That's great. Michael Moorer, he's a first timer holding. I like to hear that. Welcome to the Stonk Jungle. We have cookies. We have fun and games here. So looking at this hodl dog right now, super sweet. It's lunchtime. This is mostly algo trading. It is lunchtime on the East Coast, but it is 9 a.m. over here. Generic says BitConnect. So I'm assuming that the trade is not going to show up to the Zoom call. But as you heard, we are going to have a meeting of the minds. We're going to have the HODLmen together later today. So look forward to that. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a couple of thoughts there. We got packages from Paul Rodriguez. Are you coming from another stream right now? Remember, the rule is if you just came from another stream, you gotta drop some packages, mad packages in the live chat. Ooh, baby. The Frozen Glaceon says, with everyone's stimulus checks coming in, what do you think will happen to AMC? New here, by the way. Also, hi, your dog's adorable. Thank you, I appreciate that. Meatball, you're adorable. Well, the stimulus checks right now likely pumped AMC up pretty high. At the very least, people were expecting it to pump it very high because one, perception is everything, right? So even though the price of the stock does not relate directly to the worth of the stock inherently, and doesn't even reflect the value of the company, the main problem with that is that people think that just because AMC is, what, 50 times smaller? No, 20 times smaller? Yeah, just because AMC is 20 times smaller than GameStop. Whoa, baby! That MACD line just crossed above the signal line, and GameStop is pushing 200 right now. It's only had a high of 212, so this is pretty big. But yeah, AMC seems to be like 20 times larger. Sorry, GME seems to be 20 times larger than AMC, which makes people think that it is 20 times more expensive. Or at the very least, even if you understand the concept, it still is going to show in your brain that you are going to, that you guys are going to think that AMC is cheaper. That's why when people have their stimulus checks, they pumped it into AMC first, or at least the smart people, people who understood that phenomenon, still pumped their money into AMC because they thought that every other smooth brain was going to pump their money into AMC. You see, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why we watch the Fin report. That's why we learn about the actual rules and regulations of the world, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy at times. Boom, 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 boom. Tony says, is Meatball okay? Heard Trey's chat that he went to the vet. He did. I made an update video. I'm going to clip it, but the main gist of it is that he went to the vet yesterday. That's why he wasn't here during the live chat, but he was foregoing to see a regular routine. He had a benign cyst, but once we checked it today, it did have melanin, too much melanin in it, so we are going to do a safe route and try and remove it. That surgery is going to happen on Thursday, and right after that, on Quadruple Witching Day, on my channel, I'm going to be streaming for 10 straight hours from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. all the way through, just to do a charity live stream for pet owners just like Meatball, right? So if you guys come out and support it, even if you have no money to super chat with, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, we're going to have the Four HODLmen. Also, it's going to be Quadruple Witching Day, so I'm assuming that a bunch of you are going to be here anyway. Zuhair says, I'm poor, so I bought 1 share of GME this morning. Greetings from Canada. Oh, yes, Canadian. Dollar reduce. So that's the thing, right? People think that if they're poor, they can't afford GME. Well, that's not the case. One, you can buy partial shares. There you go. You can already buy partial shares. And two, it's not like one is more expensive than the other. It's straight up the fact that, you know, the squeeze potential and the technicals are all laid out directly in front of you. So make your choice based on which one you think will squeeze first, because that's the most important part. You don't want to miss one of these squeezes because you know that the other one will squeeze afterwards. Desmond Liano says, can you explain Citadel bond that they just got? They didn't get it yet. They're issuing bonds, which means that you can go give Citadel your money right now for free until later. Then they have to pay you back with some interest. But as of right now, it's free. Free money for Citadel. So they had 600 million that they wanted to get, and they are paying 3.5% interest. So that is pretty darn good. However, that's because they're very desperate to get that money. Hi, it says Sand M. New to your channel. Why is GME going down, and how much do you think GME and AMC squeeze will go to? If the gamma squeeze happens, GME is going to go up to quadruple digits. Easy. AMC probably up to like $50 to mid triple digits for the gamma squeeze, right? I don't do price predictions for a reason, but that's why I preface it with saying if the gamma squeeze happens. That's exactly what it is. Captain K-Man36 says, I give up. Andrew does not read these comments. What? What do you mean? Miguel Zamora giving us ducks in the chat. I love that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, expect effery. That's for sure. Expect it bad. Trey, is Trey still trying to join? I doubt it. Yeah, he says the current plan right now. I'm reading a text from him right now. He says, I think it'll work best when I hop off. My OBS is wired up for my screen share and not restream, and IFK how to fix it, but I'll be back. So when Trey finishes the stream, he is gonna hop on over to my channel, and we're gonna have the Four HODLmen over here. Works perfect. What time are you expecting to have the HODLmen together? What time are you finishing your stream and expecting the HODLmen to come together? Great, there we go. We figured it out. We figured it out. Meatball is a pet owner, is he? Meatball, what kind of pets you got? Uh-oh. Let's see. Ja Rule responded to DFV's tweet? No way. Seriously? What? Ja Rule Twitter. Ja Rule on Twitter. Okay, this is Ja Rule. There. Oh, he gave a smiling, laughing crying emoji, rocket emoji for Roaring Kitty's tweet. Is Ja Rule not very popular on Twitter? He's got 100 likes. I'll give it a like. That's pretty funny. Okay. Jakarta says, can you explain to us what an ETF is and how it affects GME price and how can hedge funds cover their short positions through ETFs? I would love to. I also just created a whole bunch of videos about fact checking on ETFs. So that's why I am also considering wrapping up a little early so that I have so much juicy information that we just clipped up together. So I want to be able to release a couple of that info before it gets too dry. I don't want to get too dry. I don't want it to get the information to become dry. We want it to become wet information all day. So we have observed a extended dip in GME. It went 10%, it went 17%, cumulative basically around 30%. The reason why it's higher than 27, if you guys are doing math, 10 plus 17 is 27. It's because it's 10% on top of the dip from yesterday, right? So there you go. And then we are looking at AMC here, down in 10%. Actually, you know what? Now that I just thought about it, it actually is less than 30%. Because the number is lower. There we go. That's proper math. GME is also almost down 10%. That's double digits. We are looking at some serious slides, and with those dips come the chips. If you guys don't see this as a beautiful, succulent, immaculate little dumpling of news, you guys are not opening your eyes wide enough. Good festival, Ja Rule. Well done. See you on the moon. Good festival? Are we sure? Oh, man. Meatball, you good? I'm gonna go for a walk with him. Pura Vida. Miguel Anel Rojas Ortega. Are you from Costa Rica? Because boy, do I miss Costa Rica. Dipping so stimmies can buy in. Good point. Wasn't Ja Rule the celebrity face of the Fire Festival? Yeah. If you guys don't know what the Fire Festival is, look it up. It's a fantastic Netflix documentary about it. Pretty funny. But no, it was a disaster. And it's basically known as one of the most biggest ripoffs of our generation. Ja Rule is my financial advisor. Mr. Writer, can you see a super chat from Kipatapa? Says you missed it. I can see it, Mr. Writer. I'm gonna go up and see if I can find it. And no, I can't find it. Why is it that I can't find it? Mr. Writer, can you just repeat what he said? Ooh, baby. With this dip, I just making the handle to the cup. Great news, says James Drage. Mr. Ryder, can you tell me what the super chat says? Because I can't see it anymore. 5,000 of you, what's up in here? 2,000 likes. The math does not make sense, guys. Smash that like button. We got to make that math make sense in here. Math don't make sense. Love Costa Rica. There was a time that I couldn't speak Spanish properly, and then we were stuck in a village between two major cities, and it was horrifying because all of the roads are like slide and your cars. Anyway, I liked ziplining. That was fun. Internet Historian has a fantastic video about Fire Festival. In my opinion, one of the funniest funniest videos about Fire Festival. You looking at my book? If you guys want it, it's in the description down below. If you guys also wanted to support the show generally, you could just click that Amazon link whenever you are about to buy anything. That just helps out the show. I appreciate it. Andrew, will I get adult diapers for the 10-hour stream? Yes, for Meatball. No, I'm just joking. We'll take regular breaks, maybe like 2-3 minute breaks every couple hours, and then we will make sure that Meatball gets walked and fed, and it's just and watered, and everything is gonna be very copacetic. Hola, señor, eres muy guapote. Thank you. Thank you, man. Okay, so we are here looking at the the discussion here. We have talked about the DD today. I am just making sure that I'm wrapping up any kind of questions that any of you may still have. I would smash that like button if you read my comments. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to read all your comments. Captain Man says, I repeated the message like 8 times. Well, now I finally might be able to see it, so repeat it again. You see how there's a difference between me reading the technicals and then reading the DD and then coming over here and reading it. This is the time to read your comments here. Rex Perth, which catalysts are upcoming in this weeks for GME? Is the hearing considered a catalyst? Then Quadruple Witching Day and financial report next week. Are there any other catalysts? Yes, we are talking about the new NSCC rule as well as the DTCC rule, and they are likely going to be big catalysts. So I'm going to clip up that video, and you guys will be able to see that in just a second. Ja rule is 6 letters. 6 is 1/3 of 666. 666 is a devil. Devil lives in hell. Hell is opposite of the moon. GME to hell. What? That doesn't make any sense. I don't like that. Michael Tran just joined. Any explanation why it's dipping? Yeah, it is a go time right now for GameStop. Right, there are 2 major parties wanting the dip to happen: long whales to get some major tennies from a discount in GME, as well as the short attacks that are from the normal hedge funds, the bad ones. The short hedge funds and the long whales are currently working right now. Okay, I think Crispy Man says last time. And then where's his message? Am I from Texas? I'm getting Texas vibes. I'm getting Texas vibes. No, I'm not from Texas. Yo, hope you can see this. Peter Quinn says, coming from Belgium, what stocks you recommend for this week? Also, is GameStop finished or time to buy more for cheap? It's certainly not finished. The shorts have not covered. If they did, we would see a price jump. Let's see. Where is K? I'm trying to find Crispy Man's message. It's really hard to find it. If you see it, any one of you mods, go ahead and just tell me what Crispy Man is trying to say, because all I see is last time and then colon. Ja comes from Jehovah's Witness. Interesting. I still haven't seen his message. Where is it? Am I blind? Daniel Hong, thanks for... I've been holding for months now. However, I'm wary of such a massive transfer of wealth. There has to be some repercussions, right? Yeah, we are looking at history's largest transfer of wealth from the greedy and the hedgies to the apes. The diamond apes are going to be able to figure it out. Okay, so I see Captain K-Mans 360 says, I just posted the message again. I'm going to scroll up, and if any of you see his message, just go ahead and copy it and paste it, because I literally can't see. I see last time. You know what? Here, we're going to do this. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Here's a live chat right here, okay? Here is Captain K360 right here. He says, last time, colon. And now we're going to just scroll and see if we can find it, okay? We're going to scroll and see if we can see his chat. All right, Captain K? Okay, we're going to see it. Have you seen his message yet? Have you seen it? And now I just posted the whole message again. So, Captain, I'm officially aware that you are trolling me, and I'm about to ban you unless you can explain yourself, because I do not see your message. Okay, TWESJ, I think Palantir ER be a positive catalyst instead of what we saw last time. I believe stock comp, lockup, EXP, and contract already figured in caused the sell-off. This time they haven't been announcing dollars, maybe to settle expectations. You guys know that when I was on Max Maher's show for the first time, I was giving out stock tips, and my stock tip was Palantir. So he bought right around here, and he's now like 19% up. So the Palantir I am bullish on, and I think it probably can't go any lower than this. It just dipped again a couple of days ago, so there you go. Yes, I am bullish on Palantir. It's a great long-term hold. TWESJ, one of the rules on sale is to undersell and over-deliver after all. Okay. BTC is beautiful. Yeah, if you guys haven't gotten your $250 of BTC yet, go get it. It's 55,000. 55,000 right now. Okay. Ja is also yes in German. Ja rule. That's it. From now on, it's just gonna be Ja rule. Okay. Yeah. Melvin and friends. Proof or ban? Proof or ban, Captain? Because I'm had it up to here. Had it up to here. So you have been excreted, says Richie Rich. Oh man. AMC news. Let's see. Is AMC? Oh, a Zach's report. Oh, cool. Okay, we'll do some AMC news. I was feeling like I wanted to end early, but now I'm feeling positive. So we have 2,500 subs. 2,300 subs left until we get to 60,000. Let's make this happen, guys, while we look at this article right here. So here is AMC Holdings outperforming other consumer discretionary stocks this year? Let's find out. Dennis Perez, I know the market is really red, but is this due to Friday witching hour? Do you think it will be green by Friday? Volatility, like volume is volatility. Like it's not directly about anything particular. So that way you can't really tell exactly which way it's gonna go, either up or down. It's anyone's game. So we can't really say that we can't put too much stock into the quadruple witching hour and witching day, and even if we do, we can't expect it to go green just because a lot of volume happens. Okay. It's not getting auto-deleted. I know for a fact that he's trolling me because I see every hidden message. Is AMC Entertainment Holdings... Hold on, I need to turn off Slack. Shush. Shush. I'm trying to read about AMC right now. Okay, so back to AMC. Is AMC outperforming consumer discretionary stocks this year? Is this a good article? Oh, this is very short. It's a Zach's ranks. Zach writes very nice articles. We know this to be true. And the chandelier here. Okay, so investors focused on the consumer discretionary space have likely heard of AMC Entertainment's holdings, AMC, but is the stock performing well in comparison to the rest of the sector peers? A quick glance at the company's year-to-date performance in comparison to the rest of the consumer discretionary sector should help us answer the question. So it's just like a general, like objectively, is AMC doing okay? Is it? Meatball, you think? You think AMC's okay? Let's see. AMC Entertainment is one of the 251 companies in the consumer discretionary group. The consumer discretionary group sits at number 10 within the Zacks sector rank. The Zacks sector ranks includes 16 different groups and is listed in order from best to worst in terms of the average Zacks rank of the individual blah blah blah. The Zacks rank is blah blah blah. AMC is currently a number 2 buy, so it's performing well. Performing well. Over the past 90 days, the Zacks consensus estimate for AMC's full-year earnings has moved 29% higher. This shows that the analyst sentiment has improved and the company's earnings outlook is stronger. Based on their latest available data, AMC has gained about 400% so far this year. Meanwhile, the consumer discretionary sector has returned 10%. Look at these numbers. You can't make this stuff up. 400%. That's crazy. TWESJ says, my point was Palantir isn't announcing dollar amount with contracts this time earned. AR&D. I'm trying to read through some of your typos. I believe to temper expectations, so earnings report is positive catalyst. Thoughts? That seems like a pretty big brain play, and right now we're following a lot of big brain like possible conspiracy theory plays. So it's a question of, is Palantir on the tier? You see what I did there? Is Palantir actually on the tier of like big brain plays that are essentially conspiracies, almost essentially a conspiracy? So I would say, let's see. Oh, here he goes. Captain K-Man360. Finally, I can read your message. It says, Andrew, please read. The where is job joke is Dave Chappelle making fun of celebrities knowing nothing about affairs. Please play this YouTube ID DFV saying to remember the fundamentals. I can't play any YouTube links, unfortunately. So I guess that was all a wash. But I do appreciate the fact that you actually were not trying to troll me. So you are not going to be banned. There you go. Yes, I can't play any. Max Maher played some YouTube links, and it's not doing well. Do not want to be shadow banned by YouTube. YouTube has a vengeance like no other. But those of you who see his message, you can play the link yourself. So based on the available data, 400% up, right, compared to 10%. Seems like it's doing well, right? To break things down more, AMC belongs to the leisure and recreation services, and therefore that's 31 individual companies, currently sits at 214 in Zac's industry rank. This group has gained an average of 30% so far this year, so AMC is performing better in this area. Oh, already, so the pandemic has already eased up 30%. Interesting. All the way from January to now? Or is this year over year? No, it's this year. Okay, so far from January, we've already seen a 30% increase. Okay, that's great. Investors with an interest in consumer discretionary stocks could continue to track AMC. So I guess that's just too long, didn't read. AMC, even fundamentally, is a great stock. So there you go. Dave Chappelle making fun of celebrities. Yes, I know. Guys, when we saw the tweet, I immediately said this is Dave Chappelle making fun of celebrities. Where is Ja? Where is Ja? But to be fair, Conan O'Brien did troll us by saying he would buy GME, and that was bad. No, Coco. Captain K-Man, there he is. He's sending a super chat. Once again, I cannot show the link. I'm sorry, but you know what? Now, I'm gonna straight up just put this in the because you did the super chat, I am going to add this to the description. You're welcome, Captain K-Man. Okay, so this is where is Ja? Ja DFV on fundamentals. Okay, there you go. Captain K-Man360, there you go. The rapper blasted Robinhood's decision and told his followers do not sell, hold the line. Oh, really? He noted he did not invest in Gamestop. Do not sell, hold the line. But I haven't bought any. Oh. You could have just bought one, honestly. Oh, my bad. People are like, please show GME ticker. There you go. Well, that's some AMC news. Let's see if there's some GME news. JP Morgan looking for cryptocurrency clearinghouses. AMC pulls back 10%. GameStop leads meme stocks lower, on track for a sharp weekly decline. Reuters. No thanks. We got, oh look, we got 2,230 more subs to go. Okay. What I'm gonna do is, where is Ja Rule? Yeah, seriously. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is 4,600 of you. I love you to death. We will see you in Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you then. I have so many videos I need to scrub through and clip from this video, and they are gonna get dry soon because you know, no one likes a dry turkey. Right now, I want to give out my support to those of you who joined the Moon Platoon, joined the Space Legend tier, and the Gorillionaire tier. I really do appreciate it. Hector with even more coffee in the morning. The two of us are gonna have some breakfast. Meatball is going to take a walk, and we will see you very, very soon. Come on back, 4,000 of you. If you don't, you won't find out what happens to GameStop and AMC and the technical reasons why. Those of you who have already hit that subscribe button, I appreciate it a ton. And those of you who hit that bell button, you guys are never going to miss another live stream. For now for forever. Hope you have a nice day. Peace. Oh, are you still here? I'm just trying to drink a little coffee. TWSJ says my typos or attempts at shorthand. Wish you could have tried harder. TWSJ, I just don't have the insight, the visibility on Palantir or whatever kind of suspicious activity that they're trying to do. But I will try harder in the future. And now that said,